They're trying to get rid of it, it looks like. Oh, shit. Hey. Looks like they tried to take it down, though. That's pretty crazy. All right, we're getting the game up here. All right, Kenny Pickett getting the start here. Oh, let's get the camera on. That might help a little bit. I didn't have enough time, guys. Sorry, to really do my normal pregame rundown today. Really examine all the storylines of the games and everything. But of course, they're talking right now a little bit about Kenny Pickett, who's getting a start. He was on the practice report or the injury report a little bit late this week. And right now, real quick, guys, offensive injuries for the Steelers: Dan Moore Jr., left tackle; James Daniels, right guard; and of course, Pat Freiermuth out today for the Steelers. While, of course, on the opposite side of the ball, the Ravens starting to get a little healthy. I believe OBJ and Bateman going to be healthy today. Humphrey, I believe, healthy today as well. I haven't got pulled up my official active report, but I believe this is the healthiest the Ravens almost have looked since the beginning of the season. I believe Marcus Williams is healthy. Linderbaum is 100% healthy. Hamilton's healthy. Edwards, Hill. I know we elevated Kenyon Drake prior to the game start as well. But they're heading to the final commercial break before we get started with the official kickoff here of Pittsburgh hosting the Baltimore Ravens today at Heinz Stadium. We got to talk about real quick though, guys. I was starting to do my normal stuff to get my pregame stuff ready a little more, and can we talk about this for a minute? Sam Howell is leading the league in passing yards right now, which we had a little bit of faith in Sam Howell, but whoa. He's got Tua Tagovailoa beat by 43 yards currently, and sitting ahead of top 5, Sam Howell. Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa. Number 3, Matthew Stafford. Number 4, Kirk Cousins. And rounding out the impressive top 5, C.J. Stroud, which I saw a Next Gen stat recently talking about how C.J. Stroud continued on the pace that he is on currently. He would end up with over 5,000, almost approximately 5,200 yards to end his rookie season, which would, of course, be an incredibly impressive stat to pull off as for any rookie. Of course, though, can you maintain that momentum through the long and rigorous NFL season? Shout out to my boy TJ Edwards over in Chicago. We talked a lot about how we like that signing by the Chicago Bears, and currently paying off for the Chicago Bears, leading the NFL in tackles with 62 tackles ahead of Zaire Franklin from Indianapolis. Can we also shout out to my boy Joe Stevens, Bobby Wagner in the number 3 spot for tackles with 50, playing out of his mind. But I had a little more faith in Pittsburgh, to be honest with you. So, for those that don't know, we have fantasy football. I showed some respect to my Steelers. The AFC North divisional. That final preseason game gave me a little bit of hope. And then they came out and laid that egg against the Niners. And the Niners mopped the floor with them. So, I had to pull back. But your boy drafted Najee. Your boy got George Pickens on the bench. And just have honestly been fantasy bust after fantasy bust. If you don't know Benchwarmer brand, welcome to Bust Anonymous. You're here every week. Man, this is such a long commercial break. Jordan Whitehead still leading the league in interceptions. But can we? I want to say this also fantasy football wise. So we're gonna go to receiving yards. Number one, of course, Justin Jefferson, the beast. Right behind him is my boy DJ Moore, who played up 40 for me in my fantasy football this week to start the week. Sorry to my boy Payo Time, the LA Rams Canadian LA Rams fan who I'm playing this week. One of our friends and other creators. I've also got his boy Puka Nacua. So having Puka Nacua and DJ Moore right now in my fantasy football league is making me look real nice. Sometimes it's good to lose early in fantasy football. Just saying. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Steve-O in chat says, no payo time. I know, man. I felt bad. I got out of my business law class. I was on my way home. And as soon as I got home, I opened my fantasy football and I saw DJ Moore just doing his thing. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Payo. R.I.P. You know, it's not over yet, though. Let's get an update. Let's check how fantasy football is doing. I mean, of course, we're just getting started, other than the London Wembley game. I wish they would just start this game already. Yeah, I saw earlier. I would think I was predicted to have 100. Yep, I'm predicted to have this game with 152 points currently to Payo's 111. So it's not over. Like I just said, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And I think all the Colts fans from a few weeks ago would agree with me on that. For what, 2 weeks ago? If you weren't here, guys, for our Ravens Colts game, that was an absolute nail biter, like heart stopper. Your boy died on camera because I thought Tucker's field goal was good, and we know it was not. And go back to the last minutes of that game. Watch that if you want to have a good laugh on my expense. As Kevin Hart said, laugh at my pain. Let's see, though. Who is... Oh, let's just say, though, your boy Payo, let's give him some credit. He was the person in our league to be able to snag Jonathan Taylor. At whatever round he got him, I thought it was a great value. As well as was. If he comes back, I mean, or gets traded to a good team, you know what I'm saying? And of course, we know he signed the extension with the Colts, so great sign for the Colts, honestly. And he's got Jonathan Taylor starting today, and I had to make a tough choice at running back. I'm looking to make some trades myself. Honestly, I would offload Najee Harris and Pickens in a trade simultaneously for one player. I will give somebody depth, and I will go find someone on the free agency wire in a few weeks. Dang, Steve-O said in chat, 2 guys scored 250 last few weeks. That's nuts, bro. And of course, one of the storylines they're talking about here, guys, is Houston humbled the Steelers last week. C.J. Stroud made the Steelers look silly. And with that, guys, we're getting ready to start the kickoff here. Looks like Steelers will kick the ball away to the Ravens to start this game. So Steelers will get the ball back in the second half. And let me know, guys, if I sound okay. We finally got this microphone to work pretty good. So we're not having to use the webcam, thankfully. So fingers crossed. And we moved the drink to the other side, so there's no spill chance anymore. Competent adult thinking. And with that, the kick's away. Looks like it's going to be a touchback. It is. And with that, Lamar Jackson going to come out here at the 25-yard line to start here at the Steelers. Lamar Jackson, of course, had a great game last week. 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. They're really looking to utilize Lamar Jackson in the red zone here. And I am just so excited. I see Stanley back in there healthy. Morgan Moses, scratch on this game. Looks like Patrick McCarry is going to get the start at right tackle today. So that's going to be a headline. TJ Watt against the right tackle. Lamar Jackson rolling out right. Got some time. Got a man short. That's going to be Rashad Bateman. And of course, for those that don't know, the Ravens got a little bit of bulletin board material this week as well. One of the Pittsburgh Steelers defenders basically kind of talking some smack about Zay Flowers, calling him, I believe, what was it, a munchkin? Um, so definitely something to keep an eye on here. And of course, Ravens fully healthy at receiver. Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, the 3 first-round picks, essentially wide receiver, out there for the Ravens today. Gus Edwards healthy as well for the running back position. 2nd and 2 after the good gain by Bateman. Handoff to Edwards. He's going to play around on the backfield a little bit and unable to get a push on the left side. Tackled for maybe, they're going to say no gain on the play. So bringing up a 3rd and 2 here on the first drive of the day for the Baltimore Ravens. For everyone joining us today, thank you for again joining us on our normal Sunday or, Ravens podcast and stream. Of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers are dealing with some offensive line injuries as well. So the Ravens are definitely going to be looking to take advantage of that later here in the game. Highsmith and Watt leading the lead charge for the Steelers defense. Steelers look like they're bringing pressure here on the 3rd and 2. A little bit. Lamar Jackson keeps it. He's got a huge hole. 10 yards, 15 yards, and that looks like a gain of about 20 yards. Oh, let me get the game cast up. Apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the game cast up now on the stream as well. And that's a 27-yard gain by Lamar Jackson on the quarterback keeper on the left side. They give a spread look RPO. They all collapse on Gus Edwards. No containment on Lamar Jackson on the left side. Easy game for Lamar. He looked like he was running at half speed. ES in the chat says, show out Lamar. Lamar looking to continue that progress from last week. 1st and 10 here. Left hash mark. That's going to be a play action. Lamar Jackson, good pocket. Going over the middle. Oh, my God. Zay Flowers was wide open on the 20-yard line of the Steelers. And just concentration drop there. He was already thinking about what he was going to do after this catch. He was so open. He had a 3-yard cushion approximately on Patrick Peterson in coverage after he broke on the route. Ball a little behind him on the play, but you got to make that catch. Oh, and a little bit of a hit on Lamar Jackson a little late on the play. No flag. Trips right for the Ravens. 2nd and 10. Short pass. Oh, and off the hands of Mark Andrews on a quick slant on the left side. 2 drops now by the Ravens on this drive. Not a good look. Gotta get the hands warmed up. Flock. 3rd and 10 now here on the Steelers side of the field. 12:49 on the clock. Steeler fans got the terrible towels rolling here. Mark Andrews in motion, moving into the slot. 4 wide for the Ravens. Blitz coming from the Steelers. Lamar Jackson, he's got a man, and oh! Zay wasn't looking for the ball. Had him, too. And I believe that's going to be the field goal team coming out. I'll get confirmation in just a moment. And Steelers bring us defensive back on the blitz from the slot right side. And Zay Flowers on looked like a little just quick slant route. No, I'm sorry, go route. And just, or maybe a better ball by Jackson. Yeah, that's what they're saying, a deeper ball. And that's actually Jordan Stout punt team out there. So ball's getting punted away. Oh, that's a great punt by Jordan Stout. Bounces at the 3. A little bit of bounce back. Goes to the 4-yard line officially, I believe. And with that, we're going to see Kenny Pickett coming out here at what looks like the 4-yard line for the Steelers' first offensive drive of the day. Oh, my gosh. Ravens got to get on the same page. So 2 drops by Zay and then Mark Andrews. And, Zay could have been looking for the ball maybe a little earlier, but it looked like on a go route, so he is supposed to look later. So, and as they were saying, basically the defensive back that was lined up on Zay, I think, was one of the safeties. They were basically looked like they were playing almost a cover 4, some type of shell defense. And he looked like he was even, and there was no one behind him. And trust your boy Zay to go get it at that point. Just got to get on the same page there. Unfortunate for the Ravens, but I still like what I see. And like it might be a little frustrating to Raven fans, and I get it because maybe we have, other than last game against the Browns, we haven't really been hitting the plays that we really want to hit. And of course, we've talked about it a little bit from some of the writers, Baltimore Ravens, talking about Baltimore wants more explosive plays. They want more of these big gap plays. We have the playmakers for it, especially when we're healthy. And right there, case in point, that Zay Flowers go route, put a little air under it and trust him. That was a home run ball. Um, but at the end of the day, Zay should have caught the first one. Mark Andrews, his catch was a little harder, but he's pretty good money. I've backed off my critique of Mark Andrews a little bit. He's shown me good growth and like constantly even still. And how can you not be a fan, right? Oh, the old days of Derek Mason and Hines Ward. Oh my gosh, I miss those days. Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, and James Harrison. Oh, Flacco and Big Ben. Flacco has some good years, man. Like some really good years, like especially in the playoffs, like where it counts most. If I was Joe Flacco, I'd just be giving speeches about clutchness. All right, that's going to be a handoff. Najee Harris and maybe a gain of one on the play. Roquan Smith on the tackle. Kenny Pickett, throw the pick. Whew. And like I would be terrified of the Steelers if they could get a healthy O-line and get a quarterback that could push the ball downfield, to be honest with you. I would actually have a little more fear of their offense, but they just handoff that's going to Harris on the left side, and Brandon Pierce is on him with Patrick Queen, and that's maybe a gain of two, probably bringing up a 3rd and 7. Dude, are there Steeler fans already booing the Steelers? Did I just hear that? Eric Wallace in the chat, welcome, welcome. What up? He says, hi, folks. And of course, the big story for the Steelers is they're missing their left tackle and I believe their right guard, as well as, of course, their starting tight end today. Officially a 3rd and 6, 11:25 on the clock here. Pickett looking left, got a man. And that's going to be Connor Hayward, one of the tight ends. And I believe they're spotting it just short of the. Now they're giving them the first down. Wow. 11:08. I mean, it looked like a good first down from my angle. Let's watch it again. Yeah, he's past it. That's a good call. First down by Hayward on the play. And of course, they're talking a little bit about Darnell Washington, the tight end two out of Georgia, taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the draft this year. Getting more action today with the Freiermuth injury. Handoff going to Najee Harris. That's going left, and pretty good gain on the play. Looks like maybe a gain of 6, maybe 5. And that's going to be Patrick Queen on the tackle. 10:32 and ticking. And Tenchi Misaki said Flacco was good until he got his big contract and then he stopped caring. You're not wrong on that. After he got the contract, he had the injury, but Tenchi, one of my biggest defenses of Joe is a lot of people don't realize he went through so many offensive coordinators. He almost went through as many offensive coordinators as Jake Cutler, which is one of my only defenses of him. I used to scream at my camera before I was streaming how I wish they would stop running freaking curl routes and run something. And of course, that's been a constant critique of the offensive coordinators of the Ravens for years, is that their wide receiver, just the routes lack diversity. It looked like a high school coach out there calling routes, but you know. Eric Wallace says, so Muth is inactive today? Yes, he is, as well as the left tackle and right guard for the Steelers. Third and 4 here for the Steelers. 9:32 on the clock and ticking. Pickett is adjusting the play. Ravens look like they're bringing pressure. They back out of it. Pickett going for a fade, and that ball is so far out of bounds and uncatchable. They probably wanted a flag on the play. Robinson, the targeted receiver, Humphrey in coverage. Can we talk about Humphrey getting the start today? Hallelujah! The Ravens are getting healthy again, which is something we've been talking about all week in the Niners chats. 4th and 4 looks like punt team out there for the Steelers. Duvernay back to return. We're hoping for a good return here by Duvernay. Punt is off. Ravens look like they bring some protection. Duvernay going to have a chance. Oh, why did you cut inside? Duvernay, can we talk about your returning this season? What happened to you? So for those that aren't watching, Duvernay had the punt. The left gunner for the Steelers beat his coverage. The Ravens brought an additional person from the middle who went right side. So it was a planned kick return right. Essentially, ball went right. Great call. Great coverage. The returner on the left side is able to mess with the gunner enough to interfere with his timing that Duvernay can just leave him or he overruns him. Path opens up a little bit on the right side. Duvernay takes off right. Duvernay then, instead of cutting out a little right and just riding the ball to out of bounds, which I think is not only the healthier play, but would have got more yards, stops his momentum, cuts back inside, but I don't know, he just didn't gain any more yards. Could have gained maybe 4 more yards on that play while also just going out of bounds, maybe just 3 yards. But I don't know. I'm getting nitpicky. I'm going to let it go. NFL Predictions back in the chat says, hi, I'm back, man. I know you got the Ravens for today. You better have my Ravens for today. And Eric Wallace says, that's Devin, right? Yeah, that's Devin Duvernay back for the kick. And I'll be honest, if you were here for last week coverage, I was a little critical of Duvernay's returns last week. There was a bad fair catch. I feel like, again, just bad decisions on where he was running with the ball. I don't know. It's been a little frustrating. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm probably just being, like I said, too nitpicky. But that's just an observation that I feel like I've seen. And like I said, I could be wrong. I'm going to have to go and check and see how our punt return yards are doing this season compared to previous seasons. I feel like statistically, through the first few weeks, we were like last year, we were ahead. But again, I haven't checked that stat, so I'll have to find ChatGPT and ask that question. NFL Prediction says, yes, sir, I'm going for the Ravens. Oh, I'd like to say a prayer too to poor, because I usually have Chimera in the chat. I haven't seen him today. He's probably crying. Matt Milano, the starting linebacker for the Bills, all-star, Pro Bowler, basically, I believe was carted off the field today. I haven't got an update on that injury, but I know that's a heartbreaker for the Bills Mafia. And so, thoughts and prayers for Bills Mafia in regards to that. 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. 9-12 in the first quarter here. Strong formation. Gus Edwards gets the handoff and only a gain of about 2 yards on the play, but solid yards. Wow, the freaky stats since 2007, including the playoffs, points within the rivalry. Ravens, 709. Pittsburgh Steelers, 711. A 2-point difference since 2009 in points. That's how usually close these games are. It's freaky. 2nd and 8. Lamar Jackson dropping back, looking over the middle, and he's got a man. That's going to be Nelson Aguilar over the middle. Good catch, and that's a first down, what looks like just past the 50-yard line. 8:25 and ticking here in the first quarter for the Ravens. Let's watch this from the quarterback's view. Yep, and they're just basically, looks like the Steelers are playing a lot of zone, and they're just kind of getting behind the linebacker, that level of the zone coverage, and just making their cuts and kind of finding the hole, and Lamar's just had him sit down there. 1st and 10. Pittsburgh might bring pressure on the play. They do. Baltimore, great protection. Finds Aguilar again, who makes a man miss, and he's down at the 30-yard line. Another first down with back-to-back catches for Nelson Aguilar on the play. The veteran showing how he knows how to take advantage of some of these coverages. Let's watch it again. This is actually a man coverage and just a comeback route and absolutely well run by Aguilar. Handoff going to Gus Edwards up the middle, got a little bit of space, and that's going to be a gain of maybe about 5 to 6 yards on the play. Officially a gain of 6 on the play, and 7:22 here, and still in the first quarter. And Patrick Ricard actually up there at the line of scrimmage on the play, shading over TJ Watt. So it looks like the Ravens are going to take Ricard and use him to help Patrick McCary there on the right side and contain TJ Watt. Great game planning we're seeing by the Ravens. And we've got an injury for the Steelers. That's Keanu Neal, I believe the safety for the Steelers at 37, I think. He's up, so hopefully it doesn't look like a serious injury. He's starting to walk off the field. And Ronnie Stanley has looked outstanding right now at his return to left tackle. That last pressure, maybe I'm wrong. It looked like he kick-stepped so far outside to get to that. Like, it just was so impressive to watch. Maybe that wasn't him. I'd have to go back and watch the replay, but that was my first impression. 2nd and 4. Looks like a power shotgun formation here for the Ravens. It is double pull, handoff to Edwards. He's got a hole, and that's another great game by Gus Edwards, brought down at the 13 of the Steelers. Another first down, and I love that power shotgun look there, right there, because you have those two tight ends. And, of course, like we said, we saw 2 pulls from the right side to left side. Gus Edwards basically coming on that run from right to left on the inside zone and just able to bounce it more to an outside zone with the pulls. 1st and 10. Ravens in the red zone. Ball officially on the 14-yard line. Lamar Jackson looking left, goes back over the center, and ball is batted down to the line of scrimmage. Great job by the Steelers D-line to get their hands up. And if I could say something to the Baltimore offensive line, if they get their hands up, you better punish them, bro. Oh, yeah. There you go. Come on, McCary. So TJ Watt able to jump and get his hands up on the ball. Patrick McCary tried to make him pay for it, but didn't get there, really. 2nd and 10 here. Nelson Aguilar in motion to the left side. Handoff. That's going to be Justice Hill. He's got space. Look at that speed. Justice Hill on a similar play to what Gus Edwards just ran with a wide receiver motion added. Justice Hill on the long touchdown run. 14-plus yards, I think? Hill ducks under a one-man. Aguilar with a great block, and then Hill outrunning King, number 25, the Steelers, to the end zone. And the Ravens are first ones on the board in this game. Let's go, Raven flock. I'm going to go ahead and put that to 7-6. Nothing Ravens. As the announcer said, made it look easy. But it's still a long game. You know, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves like the Colts game. So, you know, deep breaths, long game. As Ray Lewis once said, buckle up. It's a 60-minute ball game. Woo! You can't hurt me. I'm a machine, jerk. I miss those days of Ray Lewis. I need to cue up that song. You make it look easy. But, God, I love those days. So I gave this story on 49ers Talk. Brian Colpitt runs some great show, guys. If you don't know, Brian Colpitt's one of our 49 collaborators, and he's a big creator for the 49ers. I love his content. Joined us for the draft. We join him for a lot of his morning coffee talk shows as well, where he does like, a group panel style approach, and dude's doing well. He's putting out a lot of good content lately. Um, but we were on his show and we were just talking about some of my Ravens stories. So I wanted to tell this story since we're on commercial break here. I used to have some of Ray Lewis's speeches like on my iPod for working out. And I had two in particular that are a little weird. So the first one, if you go back to when he was on the cover of Madden, man, what was it like? Oh God, I'm gonna crucify with this. Was it like 15? But he gave the speech, how do you want to be remembered? What is your legacy? And I used to have that speech downloaded on my iPod. But the second speech he gave, I will hammer this one into the ground. I will tell everyone to go watch this. So he had just given a speech to the lacrosse team, the Terrapins, who were in the national championship game, and there was it was like a boys and girls club or something across the street. And he gave an impromptu speech to those kids where he talked about like his story of why he wore the number 52, and how he used to work out, do the push-ups, and you got to figure out what you want to do in life and go like I remember I might be weird. I used to get chills to that speech. I'm getting like shivers even thinking about it. Oh, we might have to play that speech after. I don't think I'll get copyrighted. I'm educating the youth, right? That's my intention. All right. 1st and 10. Do y'all smell that? I smell a pick. Come on, Ravens. Come on, Ravens. Play action. Pickett rolling to his left, getting chased by Brent Urban. Pickett going to roll with it, and that's going to be a gain of maybe about 2 on the play. Good job by Brent Urban to get off his block and get there. Quick update, Tennessee ahead 3-0 right now over the Colts. Detroit leading over the Carolina Panthers. Panthers 0-4 to start the season, making me look like an idiot. Bryce Young I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to go back and watch tape on the Panthers. I'm going to have to put back together PRP, Project Rebuild Panthers. Project Rework Panthers. 2nd and 8 here, and they are moving that man motion left, right. Handoff going to Harris, right. And that's maybe a gain of 2 on the play. And again, you can hear the fans are getting a little antsy, a little bit of booze coming out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're still in the first quarter. It is way too early to be booing your team. Don't be wrong. I know, Pittsburgh, you are upset with Matt Canada. I understand the frustration. Trust me. You go look at a Ravens fan and tell me we ain't had problems with offensive coordinator. If you Steelers fans, if you say that to me, I lose respect for you. So I feel your pain, but just woosah, bro, woosah. 3rd and 6 here. Pickett dropping back, looking left, and not there. And the Boo Birds are out now. And Pittsburgh, they are. Oh, me and my girlfriend's 90, has some hearing loss. So we actually lip read and talk a lot. It's one of our favorite things to do in public. We just people watch and kind of talk, through lip reading. I know what he said. That Steelers fan literally just screamed, "You suck." You got to feel for the Pittsburgh Steelers a little bit. 4th and 6, punt away. Duvernay got some space, loses his step, and again, there was 10 to 15 yards open, and somehow Duvernay only came away with 2 yards. What is going on with our punt return? Like, he was so off his balance when he caught that ball that he was unable to start a forward momentum for at least a clear 1.5 seconds, probably. Which, again, I'm being nitpicky. I know I'm being nitpicky. But in a game of inches, which is the NFL, it's always been known as a game of inches, a game of seconds now even. Every yard counts. Every second counts. Eric Wall says Bryant is a good dude. Bryant is a great dude. But for anyone and everyone, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate all y'all for joining us this week. We're here every week, of course, with our Baltimore Ravens content. I'm sorry again, I haven't been doing more content. Just a lot of stuff with like work and school. I'm taking a course this semester. I have calculus, which I haven't been in an advanced college algebra class since 7, 8 years ago. I'm in a business law class. I have financial accounting, and then I also have a management class, which is the one class I learned the least from, to be honest, from you. But it's one of those ones. I'm flip-flopping between my degrees, and I'm sorry we're talking about this. We're just on commercial break, so we're kind of filling a little bit. Right now, currently tracking as sports management major. Little unsure of my minor, but the thing is, I started school as a nuclear medicine technician major, switched to surgical tech. So a lot of my credits are in the health field, not necessarily in the management field. So I have a lot of credit hours that don't really apply to my major. So I'm also leaning towards there's a oh my god, laboratory. Oh my gosh, I'd have to look it up again. I'm thinking about switching though. But all right, we're finally back to the game here. 4:45 here on the clock in the first quarter. Lamar Jackson coming out looking to take a larger lead here in the first quarter. And of course, one of the big storylines here is if the Ravens win this game, they have that's the Zay Flowers over the middle, and short pass looks like a gain of 5 on the play. Yep. And of course, so if the Ravens win this game, that will be the first round of division games for the AFC North. And that would mean the Ravens have swept the AFC North, which would be a huge competitive edge in the playoffs. Because we already beat the Bengals. We already beat the Browns. Steelers are up next. 2nd and 5. 4 wide for the Ravens. Short pass to Justice Hill. Oh, makes 2 men miss with juke and spin move, able to what looked like maybe a gain of 1 into a gain of 6 on the play. Great job. And again, I've talked about this, and y'all don't even know. I love Justice Hill. I've never once been like, yeah, Justice Hill's not making the roster. And honestly, it's one of those ones I've been like, man, why do we keep doing this at running back? We have Gus Edwards and Justice Hill. Like, don't get me wrong, I love JK. I love JK. JK is a stud. 1st and 10. Lamar Jackson dropping back, picking up on the blitz. Lamar Jackson got time. Looks like he's going to run with it. Makes a couple men miss, and great gain on the play. Looks like a gain of, 8 on the play? And right at what looks like the 50-yard line. Eric Wallace says, you know what? You're right. Brian is a great dude. Yeah, there's a program called Clinical Laboratory Science, which I'm thinking about doing clinical laboratory science with a minor in management is what I'm thinking now, potentially. Instead, just because I could apply a lot of my health-related classes to my degree. And I looked at starting an NIL deal at my college, and they just kind of started. Oh, is that Jonathan Taylor getting his first? No, that's Zach Moss with a huge 56-yard touchdown run in the Indianapolis-Tennessee game. Indianapolis taking the lead 7-3. Oh, over Tennessee. Wow, Zach Moss saying, I don't need Zach Taylor or Jonathan Taylor. 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. Lamar dropping back. Good pocket on the play. and finding Mark Andrews on the left side, and that's going to be a gain of, what, 15, maybe 16 on the play? And another good first down by the Ravens. 152 and ticking here in the first quarter. And Baltimore is doing a great job of game planning for the edge rushers of the Pittsburgh Steelers, like they're talking about now. Handoff, that's going to be Gus Edwards up the middle, and pushing the pile. What was a 1 yard gain ended up becoming maybe a 3 or 4 yard gain on the play. Gotta love Gus the Bus Edwards. 49ers dropping in. What up, Darwin? What up, 49ers? 2nd and 7 here for the Ravens. Gus Edwards checking out, and with Ricard, I'm guessing Justice Hill, coming back into the game. 2nd and 7. Flowers in motion to the slot. Stack formation on the right side. Trips. Lamar Jackson looking there. Has to back out of it. Running left. Looks like he's going to take off. Gets out of the pocket. That's going to be a gain of maybe about 6 on the play. 1 yard short of the first down. Bringing up what looks like a 3rd and 1. 50 seconds and ticking on the play. Update. Detroit Lions up 14-0 now on the Carolina Panthers. Sam Laporta, the rookie tight end drafted by the Lions, get a touchdown, a 4-yard reception touchdown on the play. Yeah, man. I would hope we would win. Hopefully we don't end up with a Colts situation here. But run up the middle, that's going to be Justice Hill, and that's going to be a good first down by the Ravens. 25 seconds. I kind of expect the Ravens to probably let this clock run out on the play and flip the field. They might try to get one last play in, but take the breather and then take a shot at the end zone would be my opinion. And it looks like they are going. They're walking to the other side of the field. They're going to let this first quarter expire. Update this. 7-0 heading into the second quarter, Baltimore. I think we will put some Poe action up. Poe action! Oh. Another one of my favorite videos. We were talking earlier about speeches by Ray Lewis that I actually used to have on my iPod to work out to. Another video I kind of actually used, like when I played semi-pro and I wanted to get like pumped, like before I went and lifted. Another video I would watch, an old Ravens video. I think it's still on YouTube. Don't quote me on it, but it was called Death on Wings. I forgot the musical piece it was set to, but it's a highlight clip of that old 2000 Ravens defense. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Trevor Price, Nada, Boulware, Landry. Just so many of the old Ravens. Yep. Appreciate it. Have a good one, man. Appreciate you for dropping in. Oh, I bit my tongue a little bit. But let me say this again, I appreciate anyone and everyone who's joining us so far today for the stream. Again, we apologize we haven't been doing more content lately. Just little overwhelmed and swarmed, and I'm not going to lie, I'm eyeballing a job that's, again, kind of halfway across the country. But for the salary that it offers a 6-figure plus salary starting. And it would put me pretty close to my hometown. And with some of my family getting older and, passing away and stuff, it might be good to be back a little closer back to home for a while. Which, of course, if we end up in another cross-country move, your boy might have to go AFK for a few weeks to deal with everything, because it would be a very large ordeal. We would probably have to break our lease here, which, guys, not fun fact, crying fact, we pay $2,500 a month for our rent here in Florida. It is absolutely dreadful. All right, let's go. Lamar Jackson taking over here at what looks like 18.5 yard or 19.5 yard line. 1st and 10. Empty backfield for the Ravens. They might be taking a shot like we talked about here. Oh, that could be a false start. Doesn't look like they're going to get it. Justice Hill. Oh, my God. Justice Hill just gets a little, almost like screenplay, but it's just, he's sitting on the outside waiting for it as a escape and just absolutely jukes, stops, and just jukes back under Wallace and just, oh, my God. Hill looking like a stud out there. Strong formation here shown by the Ravens. 2nd and 8. Jackson, throw to Odell on the slant, and what a snag by Odell, but it kind of looked like he came up a little slow, and he asked already to come off the field. I saw him motion to the sideline. But that was a great throw and catch by Lamar Jackson, Odell Beckham. Like, oh. 3rd and 2. Ball on the 10-yard line of the Steelers. That's going to be a handoff to Justice Hill up the middle, and a little crease, a 1st down, and he's down at what looks like the 4 or 5 yard line at the Steelers. 1st and goal now for the Ravens here at the very beginning of the 2nd quarter. First and goal. Zay Flowers in motion. He's going to get the sweep. Oh, no space and able just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Steelers on the play to contain it, but I think that's just a good play to keep, honestly, the Steelers. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry. Not accountable, but keep them in check. So that later on, when Zay Flowers makes that motion later on a fake, they're going to have to respect it, and hopefully it'll open a play up later. So keep an eye on that, looking for that motion later in this game. 2nd and goal, Lamar Jackson looking to the middle. Got Mark Andrews, and off Mark Andrews' hands. Easy throw and catch. Literally, like, threw Mark Andrews' hands almost off his helmet. And Andrews, he literally just saw how it's turned, flipped his hips, even pointed to which way he was going to go, and just right through the hands of Mark Andrews on that play. 2 drops by Mark Andrews today. I've been a little critical of Mark Andrews sometimes. Come on, Mark. Don't give me bulletin board. Jackson going. Oh, no! Off Bateman's hands now. Another drop for the Ravens. The Ravens are plagued by drops today. Bateman in the back of the end zone, a little high floater ball. He jumps up for it and just, oh my God. And Bateman banging the ground in frustration, knowing he just gave away the easy touchdown. And like they're talking about there, his thing in college was coming out of Minnesota. He was known for having really good hands. Like strong hands, good adjustment, like, you know what I'm saying? And just, man, a little frustrating. You know what, though? Bateman, I still ain't gave up on you. I know a lot of Baltimore fans have. But Bateman, don't worry, my guy. Don't worry. Breathe. Breathe, my guy. It's okay. He's throwing his helmet in frustration on the sideline. It's okay, my guy. Oh, these drops, though, are a little killer. Woosah. Woosah. But with the field goal from Tucker, Ravens are now up 10-0 here in the 2nd quarter of this AFC North rivalry game. But, ever since the blowout of the Niners against the Steelers earlier, we knew this probably was not going to be the same type of game that it normally is. Oh, we got Terry, a.k.a. Minx, joining us in the chat. Welcome, welcome, as well as Alex Seeley. Welcome in. Go Ravens. Ravens flock starting to drop into the chat. Appreciate y'all for joining us this wonderful Sunday. We finally have a healthy wide receiver core, and they're dropping everything. Literally. Bateman, at least that one drop. Mark Andrews has 2 drops now. Zay Flowers has a really ugly drop now earlier. Like, oh, heart breaking. That's the heart breaking and then falling off. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm telling you this right now. My heart can't take another Colts situation. But historically, the Ravens Steelers has always been close. Like they mentioned earlier, since like 2009, it's a 2-point difference in our scoring totals, which is absolutely ridiculous. But real quick, let's run across the NFL while we're on this commercial break. Texans taking on the Falcons today. That game's in the second quarter, just started. Falcons have a narrow lead in that game, 7-6. Of course, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Somehow they're already almost done. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's only first quarter. But they're still in the first quarter. Lions are leading the Panthers 14-0 after the latest Sam Laporta touchdown. We hope the Colts win, honestly. Colts taking on the Titans today, leading 7-3 in that game with 11:56 in the second quarter. Dolphins' miserable existence not the Dolphins. The Giants' miserable existence continues, taking on the Dolphins today, who are already up 7-0 on them. And last and finally, Saints leading in the Patriots game, second by 7 points, second quarter just getting underway. And we're getting back to the Ravens game. Kick return here, and we've got a flag late in the play. We're waiting to see what it is. Hey, Peo! What up? Peo, I am sorry about what DJ Moore started the week off with. For those that don't know, Peo is one of our Rams friends. He's a content creator. He's a Canadian, so, hey. I love me some Canada. I stayed in Marquette, Michigan for a while, Peo, which is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I literally could have walked into Canada at one point. But Peo's a great guy. I'm actually playing Peo time this week in fantasy football, and we talked a little bit about it. I've got DJ Moore who put up 40 points on Peo in the first game this week. 1st and 10, Pickett looking over the middle, and incomplete. Roquan Smith on the coverage, and Brent Urban signaling to the ref that he wanted a false start on the play. Yeah, Peo, currently I am leading you in fantasy football 69-15. It's a predicted finish of 159 points, me to your 104. So I've gained more predicted points, and you've lost like 11 predicted points so far. Again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And what it is I've got DJ Moore and Puka Nacua, the number 2 and number 3 wide receivers in the league right now. By the way, how's your boy Cooper? And Pittsburgh taking a timeout now after that incomplete pass. They're trying to get it together. And again, the Boo Birds are out here at Heinz Stadium. I've got a fun fact. We're on a 30-second commercial break here. Fun fact, if I've got any Steeler fans in here. I'm a Ravens fan, but my stepfather was a diehard Pittsburgh guy. He grew up in the area. His family was Pittsburgh. I actually went to the very last game at Three Rivers Stadium where the Pirates played. I think the Steelers actually used to play there as well. But it was after the Pirates game, so it was the very last Pittsburgh Pirates game stadium at Three Rivers Stadium. And I got to run the bases. And I got like a little certificate and all that stuff. That's why you can't win a game. I cursed your team. I cursed your team. I'm just kidding. But 2nd and 10. Pickett going deep. And that's Pickens. They're saying catch on the play. And oh, Pickens with a circus back shoulder fade catch on the right side. Let's watch this. Matched up Ronald Darby in coverage, and that looks like 2 feet down. Good catch brings the Steelers out to the 31-yard line, their own 31-yard line. 11:50 and ticking. Pickett rolling left, finds a man. That's going to be another catch just short of the first down. Looks like an 8-yard gain on the play by Robinson on the play. And I love this. I got to get a poll started. What happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver room? Their receivers always lose their minds after a few years. 2nd and 2, run up the middle, and that's going to be a first down by the Steelers. I think that's, Warren on the run, the backup running back for the Steelers, who I think some Steeler fans have been clamoring for Warren to get more carries over Harris. But, I'm no expert on the Steelers. 11:11 on the clock. Steelers making a wish as they go deep and going for the back shoulder fade on Pickens. Pickens looking for a flag, and no flag on the play. 2nd and 10, and again, Steelers are booing. You can see right now the Steelers have a very clear game plan. They're just going to start throwing back shoulder fades and praying for flags to start getting thrown, it looks like, to be honest with you. Hey, welcome back, welcome back. But that's kind of what it looks like, and it doesn't look like the Ravens are bringing a lot of pressure right now. Might be saving more of those pressure looks for later in the game. 11:06 here in the second quarter. Pickett under center. Motions the tight end. That's going to be a toss going left. Looks like good coverage by the Ravens, but a good cut on the play, and going to be a gain of what looks like 4 on the play by Warren. And we're starting to see Warren start to steal more of these carries away from Najee Harris. You know what's funny? Payo and 49ers Ultimate Report. I was looking at, I swear, both y'all for the trade. Looking at y'all in the trade, basically. Oh, Squirrel joining us, Bengals fan. Welcome, welcome. I've been looking for some trades, honestly, hard, but it's just, honestly, I feel like no one would give me the trade. I won't, because it's just not value enough. I'm willing to give 2 20s for a 10, basically, is what I'm really looking to try to do. I want to give a running back and a wide receiver in the 20 range for one running back in the 10 range is what I'm really looking to do. 10 to 15 range. But I don't think anyone will actually do any of my trades, so I didn't even submit any. But good job by Pickett. Got some time on the play, able to dissect that zone defense, and finds, I believe that was Hayward on the play. It was Hayward for the first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll get to that in just a second, actually, Ultimate. Give me 1 second after this play. 1st and 10. Pickett moving up in the pocket. He's going to go deep and overthrows it. And that's Geno Stone on the play, talking a little bit of smack to some Steeler fans. Honestly, it's not bad throws by Lamar. I don't really know what you're talking about when you say the bad throws by Lamar. While some of the throws haven't been the greatest, they've been on the point. There's been 4+ drops that I can count. 2 by Mark Andrews, 1 by Zay Flowers, and 1 by Rashard Bateman in the end zone, mind you. So 4 drops by the wide receivers and tight ends by the Ravens today. And the other one, it's more of a concept thing, not a bad throw. We're just looking to gel a little more. So I think Lamar's been playing fine today. No critiques really there too much. I have more critiques about our special teams coverage. Oh, and Pickett with a throw left, and his wide receiver is absolutely leveled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. Marlon's got the ball, but I don't think it's a fumble. And Marlon just, oh yeah, he's coming for that strip. Look at that punch. He's trying to steal that ball out of his hands. And Raven fans are rejoicing today. Marlon Humphrey getting his first start of the season today. Had a little bit of injury to start the beginning of the season, but we had no worries because we knew that, we were okay, essentially. 3rd and 6 here for the Steelers. Ravens looking to make a big stop here. Looks like they might be bringing some pressure up the A-gap. 2 men lined up there. They do bring the pressure on the outside. Pickett's hit! Oh, the ball almost comes out. And that's going to be Arthur Mullet, someone who we've been raving about since preseason. When we did our prediction roster, the undrafted guy, we really thought that we brought in We really thought that he was going to make the roster, and he's a great open field tackler. Brings him and Roquan on the blitz on the right side, and Arthur Mullet getting home on the blitz. Great job. That's going to definitely back the Steelers up to, looks like the 48, bring out the punt team, and Duvernay calling for a fair catch. That's going to be a correctly called fair catch this time. And Ravens are going to get this ball, what looks like maybe the 8 or 9 yard line. 8:09 on the clock. Let's go back here. I got it. I did see a Ravens dropped a wide open pass. You were right. Oh, dude, yeah. Zay had Flowers on his drop earlier, had a 3-yard cushion, dropped it. Rashad Bateman in the end zone, dropped it. Was Mark Andrews dropping the end zone as well? I think it was. No, Mark Andrews has had 2 drops. So I think he had a drop in the end zone and a drop that he had a huge gain on. The only one that's shown some sure hands has been Odell Beckham, who's, of course, coming back for his first game healthy, just like Bateman, and Nelson Aguilar. Yeah, drops are killing the Ravens right now. The only throw that really there was a little bit of question on earlier, 49ers Ultimate Report, was it was a go route out of the slot, and I think it was going to Zay. And at first I critiqued Zay for not looking quick enough. But what it was, they were playing like a shell cover 4. Zay was even with the safety like 15 yards deep, and the safety haven't flipped. So Zay hadn't beat. Lamar threw more of a dart, hoping Zay would cut more to the middle. But like the announcer said, if Lamar just would have lofted that ball, that'd have been an easy touchdown. So it's like not a bad pass, almost like a misunderstanding of concept with the new offense, but an easy correction essentially. That's something that, we know Monken's going to go in the film room here. Probably on, Tuesday or Monday, whatever they go to film room day. And they're going to say, hey, dude, look at that. That's an easy 30-yard touchdown for you to your boy Zay. And he's like, got it, coach. I really wish I had my podcast style mic. What's funny, I could set up the podcast style mic as a fake prop mic. Nobody's got to know it's not working, right? I'd be like, why you got a headset on and the mic? Shh. We'll talk about it. I, of course, would love the Ravens to at least get one more touchdown before the end of the half. And then, of course, as Joe Stevens of Seahawks Talks hat says, run the damn ball. 1st and 10 here. Ricard and Andrews lined up on the left side. Keep an eye on it. Strong formation out of the shotgun set, though. Handoff going to Gus Edwards up the middle, and looks like maybe a gain of 2 or 3 on the play. And we're seeing a concentrated effort here of the Ravens. Basically a strong shotgun formation running up the middle, as they are just attacking the middle as TJ Watt lines up outside. And Odell Beckham Jr. not coming back into the game. They're not really giving an injury notification, but I think he's just was testing the ankle and it didn't respond as well, so they're probably just going to rest him. I don't expect to see Odell the rest of the game. Handoff Gus Edwards going up the middle. Good cut back going to the right, and that's going to be a 1st down. That's going to be a gain of what looks like 10 on the play. Officially gain of 9 on the play. And 7:12 on the clock here. Oh, and my boy Devin Achen, who, if y'all don't know, we covered him in my offensive draft special. Go back to my live section before the draft. Wanting to run. My running back room looks pretty good. Maybe I've got an eye for running backs. But making me look good right now. And we'll have an update, hopefully. That's going to be one of the first videos I do. Lamar Jackson got some time, looking deep right, and that's Mark Andrews. And another 1st down, fighting for some extra yards, and he's got it. Going to be a gain of 13 yards on the play. Shout out to Patrick Ricard, the fullback, all the way down, 15 yards downfield with him. That's hustle right there. That's a 300-pound man getting downfield 15 yards to help push Mark Andrews for an extra 2 yards. Handoff, Gus Edwards going left, and this is going to be a good stop by the Pittsburgh Steelers. One of the few times they're able to stop Edwards in the backfield. Oh, they're going to officially rule it a no gain, not a loss. 6 minutes and ticking. Carolina showing some signs of life finally. Got a touchdown on the board, but still down 14-7 over the Lions. Quick update across there. Joshua Becker says, Aiken is amazing. Yeah. That's how they pronounce it. I used to pronounce it differently. That's how the announcer pronounced it, so I guess that's how it goes. Lamar Jackson setting up a screen to Justice Hill. Oh, he's got space. Oh, no, that's a fumble. And that's recovered by the Steelers down at the 50-yard line. And Justice Hill getting a little loose with the ball. Oh, no. Heartbreaker for the Ravens. Yeah, Devon Aiken. If I'm not mistaken, he was out of Texas, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, you know, we were actually, if you don't have to watch the channel too much, I was doing live coverage, live reaction and analysis of the NFL Combine. And while I was live, my computer hit a blue screen of death, which kind of killed our coverage for the rest of the Combine. Which, instead of doing actual live coverage, I started doing private coverage, which we filled up our notebook with notes while doing it. But, yeah, my pre-draft special of the offensive side, I'll admit my quarterback room, not looking so good. And, you know, some of these positions take a little longer to pan out, especially like tight ends. I don't expect my tight ends to really pan out till maybe next year. But it was one of those ones I loved putting it on a record. Whether the record's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already admitting my quarterback room don't look too good. But of course, also the draft special coverage, when we did our offensive and defensive special, we did it mostly and exclusively focusing on people other than Campbell, who was a borderline first-round pick. We focused on people who we thought were going to be second-round picks or later. So no first-round picks. That's no fun. Those are easy usually. What gets hard is the nitty-gritty, the 4th round, the 5th round, the 6th round. And of course, that's where we know you find the true like studs. Being able to get a guy on a 4-year contract, a rookie contract that produces like Acme or Kane, whatever you want to pronounce his last name, is doing for the Dolphins. Just saying. I'm just saying. You know, let's see. Let's actually go check my, so I can actually like say officially what I had on that board real quick. There it is. So yeah, the running backs that I covered in my draft special, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually covered 7 because I thought there was a good amount of running backs in this draft. The Ravens have 5 fumbles this season. That's second most in the NFL now. Baltimore going to be doing some ball security drills here soon. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Pickett rolling left and just going to... That was a horrible throw by Kenny Pickett. Oh, my God. He had Allen Robinson on the short throw left and just absolutely overthrew the ball. Dolphins now, a quick update, up 14-0 on the Giants as the Giants' miserable existence continues. 2nd and 10. Pickett, shotgun set, looking over the middle. And oh, he's got a man who almost got crushed by Humphrey and Roquan, but they let off the hit a little bit. Probably didn't get a flag. 5 minutes and ticking now here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, let me know, chat. What do you think of my running back room? My 7 running backs I coveted in this last draft. Zach Charbonnet, however you want to pronounce it, UCLA guy that ended up with the Seahawks. I have to double check where Chase Brown ended up. That's going to be a sweep going right. Got some room. And a good gain of what looks like maybe 15 for the Steelers. And another first down. Of course, we covered Keaton Mitchell, who ended up with the Ravens, made the original 53-man roster, but dealing with some injuries. Really, we're excited. I think he looks like a young Justice Hill. Of course, we covered Devon Achane, who ended up with Miami. Evan Hull, who ended up with the Colts. Tanks Bigsby and Tyjae Spears, who Tennessee and was where Tyjae Spears is at now. And Tanks Bigsby, I forgot where he landed, but I believe he did land with the team. John LaJoy joined us in the chat. What up, bro? We're hoping to blow the Steelers out just like the 49ers did is what's up. But the Ravens just coughed up a really bad fumble, just like in the Colts game. And if you watch that Colts game, that was our issue. We had 2 really bad fumbles that we lost the fumbles. And that helped cost us the game. Ravens might bring some pressure. They don't. Screenplay accidentally picked up by Malik Harrison and Kyle Hamilton. And that's going to be a loss of 1 on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 11 now for Baltimore. And I wish I could go back. So one of the things, I of course was critical of Kyle Hamilton in his first games, going back to the Miami game where he blew his coverage. But in Ravens chat rooms, he was getting crucified. Even though I did my video, I said, guys, chill. He's a rook. Even I was critical of him, but he's a rook. And I even said that in my video. He's a rook. I have confidence in the long term. And now look at Kyle Hamilton. Just saying, Raven fans, just saying. Oh, Pickett running for his life. Throws the ball away on that one, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 11, and field goal unit coming out here for the Steelers. 3:21, and again, Steelers fans are booing right now. Pickens covered. And that's one of the things right now. They're saying, who would you throw it to? Everyone was covered by the Ravens on that play. But if I had one critique, I would agree with the Steelers fans. They hate Matt Canada in Pittsburgh, the offensive coordinator of the Steelers. And that looked like some old Cam Cameron offense from the Ravens, where half the team ran, 2 people ran goes, 2 people ran curls, essentially. It was so easily covered that I would be frustrated as well. And they did nothing to help free open their own, wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? There was no route concepts able to get people open in a 3rd and 11 or create some type of separation. Even the route concept planning looked like it crowded one side of the field. It looked like a play that you were only going to run if you were going to basically give it to George Pickens on a go route and nothing else, no matter what, essentially. Which, of course, they didn't do. So just really confusing play calling by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they have absolutely every right to be a little bit upset there in Pittsburgh. The only reason right now they're not getting blown out further is because a costly fumble and a great hustle effort by one of the defensive linemen, Ojulabari, I believe. I think he came over from the Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, to the Steelers, and has played some pretty good football over there for them. But let me know, guys, how is your fantasy football team doing today? Like I said, we're taking on Payo time today in our fantasy football matchup. And it didn't start good for Payo. I had DJ Moore, and DJ Moore put up 40 points. Currently, we're leading Payo 70 points to 21, with both of us having 375 minutes remaining in the game. DJ Moore, of course, like I said, kind of started me off good. And I've got Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards, who are looking pretty good, and the Ravens defense. I've got a lot of Ravens players, which is a no-no in fantasy football, but I just couldn't resist this year. This is one of the few years I get to heap some praise on the roster of the Ravens. Like, there's not a lot of holes barring injury. And like they're saying right now, Harbaugh literally was in an interview saying, if we're having a good game and we're starting to get advantage, we cannot make these silly mistakes like that. Turnovers, fumbles, and these drop passes that allow these teams that we should be beating heavily to get back in the game. Kick here away by the Steelers, and going to let it go through the back of the end zone. And Lamar Jackson going to come out here at the 25-yard line with about 3 minutes left here in the second quarter, trying to get some more points on the board and further this lead. First and 10. Ricard lined up on the left side, opposite of TJ Watt. Keep motioning to TJ's side. Yep, he's going to block him. Lamar Jackson over the middle. He's got Mark Andrews. A little bit of a low ball, but a great catch by Andrews, sliding to make the catch, and that's a first down. 3 minutes officially and ticking here. We definitely want to see Lamar maybe picking up the tempo of the offense a little bit, but you know, who am I? I'm no offensive coordinator. I'm lower than an armchair quarterback, right? Justice Hill motioning out of the backfield. Empty backfield for the Ravens. Ricard again lined up over TJ Watt. Seeing that recurring theme today. Watt backing out into coverage. And oh my God. Zay Flowers with another drop on the play. Almost intercepted. Steelers are saying they got an interception. Ravens are saying they hit the ground. And oh my God, that goes right off Zay's hands, right off his helmet, basically. Off his hands, and then just thankfully hits the ground. Almost another costly turnover. Like, my gosh, guys. 5 drop passes today. Oh, no! Ooh. Another bad play by the Ravens, blown up. And Mac Jones, by the way, having a horrible day. And Lamar Jackson, jet sweep, handoff to Flowers was a fake. Zay gets hit on the play, and Lamar Jackson gets hit shortly after. Nothing on the play. And with that, the 2-minute warning going to hit. And the Ravens are going to be now in a 3rd and 11 with 2 minutes left. And guys, John LaJoy says, how bad do you not like the Colts? You know, I'm going to be 100% John. Maybe, let me tell you my real thoughts on the Colts. Here's my real thoughts on the Colts. I got no hate in my heart for the Colts. I respect the Colts. I love the Colts. Even though, they left Baltimore. We got our team back. It's okay. It's okay. And we've done pretty well since the Colts left as well. We've got two Super Bowls. But I got no hate in my heart for the Colts. They beat us. Hey, Brian, welcome in. But I got no hate in my heart for the Colts, despite the win. And actually, I had some some Colt fans drop into my comments after that game ended, and they, were talking about with me, and they said, "Hey, man, we appreciate that you gave respect You know, a lot of fans are basically like, screw everybody else other than their own team. And that's just not my style. That's not my prerogative. I give her. I was actually talking about this with Bryant's talk show the other day. While yes, I am a diehard Raven fan, I will tell some people I'm the hardest Raven fan you'll know. I'm also a fan of football, and I give respect where respect is due. The Ravens made horrible coaching and time management decisions in that game, and that's nothing on the Colts, so I'm not mad at them. But Brian Cole says kickers matter, and they absolutely do. There's not a person in Baltimore that will ever disagree with you on that one. We have a legacy in here, Baltimore, to keep up. And thank you, Brian Cole. Smash that like button if you haven't already. We've been doing pretty good on our streams lately, but we had 5,000 views on one of our streams the other day, and out of the 5,000 views and 22,000 reaches I had, only 99% or 95% of my viewers were not subscribers when I had an average of 90 viewers for the entirety of the stream. So smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'm not going to overload you with content, I promise. Good, wholesome weekly content on the minimum. Unless we have to do another cross-country drive. Then again, if we have to do that, we might have to take a 2 to 3 week pause and everything. John Lejeau says Anthony Richardson has a shoulder injury by a hard tackle. Oh, that's heartbreaking. And, and if you were watching us for some of our pre-draft special and our draft coverage, my one critique of Anthony Richardson, he's got such great potential, but he has a tendency to sail his balls and sail them a little high. If he can fix his mechanics with that, Anthony Richardson has got, oh my God, potential through the roof. Got to get it under control, though. 3rd and 11. Lamar Jackson got Mark Andrews, and he's got it. Let's go. It's going to be a gain of 13 on the play. Mark Andrews said, I dropped 2. What'd you say? Officially a 19-yard gain on the play on a 3rd and 11. And I would love to know, guys, what's your opinion on Mac Jones? Mac Jones is getting blown out right now. Bebop Jones in the chat. Humphreys is a beast. He is. It's his first game back. We are so excited in Baltimore to have Humphrey finally back. Brandon Stevens has been playing outstanding, and he's one of the only Ravens that's played 100% of the snaps for the Ravens. Oh, Jackson taking a sack on the play. That's going to be T.J. Watt. I mean, it's only a matter of time when someone's that talented, even though the Ravens have been game planning for him. Let's watch the replay. Watt, oh no, that's a bad play. Justice Hill, the running back for the Ravens, doesn't know where to go to assist. I think he thought he was supposed to be inside help for the tackle, Patrick McCary, and TJ Watt just runs by McCary, who looks like he was expecting outside help, and easy sack, 9-yard loss. 1:15, 2nd and 19. Jackson going to hand it off on a draw play, and nothing, 1-yard gain. Don't like the play call there. 1:07. And Baltimore are going to... Steelers taking a timeout? Baltimore needs to. We have 3. It's 1:07 and Baltimore has 3 timeouts. Come on. Are you serious right now? Like, why? Jean LaJoie says, my brother's team is a Colts fan. Hey, I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love for every other team, basically. I will admit, I've got one team that I can say, I've 2 teams I have gripes against. Maybe 3. One, the Cincinnati Bengals, because I hate the players that they've brought into that organization, from Joe Mixon, Devontae Burfict, and, some of the other players. I have a problem with how many times the Patriots got caught cheating, and Josh McDaniels got caught cheating in Denver after he left the Patriots. If you don't know about that, go look it up. They started the season undefeated. He got caught cheating, and they lost almost every game after that. Jackson got Zay Flowers deep. That's going to be down at the 32-yard line of the Steelers. And I expect a timeout here by the Ravens with 54 seconds on the clock. Baltimore almost in the red zone. So the Bengals, a little bit with the Patriots. And then my final team, again, cause dirty play and cheating a little bit with the Saints and the whole deal with Bountygate. Even though, they say the Saints players will tell you almost every team did stuff like that. I just, you know. ES says Mac Jones is not made for the current NFL, especially since Belichick doesn't think speed and talent are important. It's starting to show a little bit here and there, like ES. And I when I watched Mac and Bailey, I said instantly, I said, trade Mac. I'm sorry, but I favor a certain level of arm strength in the NFL, and Mac Jones just doesn't have that arm strength. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. And I value that too much, and the NFL is too fast, and it's starting to show. Unless you have an absolute perfect timing offense. 1st and 10, Lamar Jackson got, Mark Andrews with another drop on the play over the middle. And that's the 3rd drop, I think, now for Mark Andrews. I think bringing the drops to 6 now for the first half. That's so rough. And Harbaugh signaling to the refs that they need to change the play clock. Doesn't look like they did. 8 seconds on the play clock. 2nd and 10. Trips right for the Ravens. Lamar looking there. Looks back over the left side. He's got Odell. And Odell, I think, wants a flag, but he's not going to get it. Took a shot deep. Probably a little too far to be catchable ball, sadly. Lamar Jackson takes a little bit of a shot. Not a big one there at the end. We got a couple good. The Giants are showing signs of life. We'll get to that here in a minute. Big 3rd down here for the Ravens with 45 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Looking to get into the red zone here. And game clock ticking down. Lamar Jackson looking at the sideline. I think he's upset. I think he was signaling to the refs that they needed to reset the play clock. They didn't, and Baltimore forced to take their 2nd timeout now. 1 left here for the 2nd half. Or the 2nd quarter, I'm sorry. With that timeout break, let's jump back across the NFL. We've got a little bit of update. Texans-Falcons still locked in a close game, 6-7, 131 left in that game. Lions continue to pull away from the Panthers, now leading 28-7. Colts now leading over the Titans 10-6, 15 seconds left in that game, so we're almost headed to the 2nd half. And Giants showing some signs of life, but Dolphins are still leading 14-10 with 1 minute 40 seconds left in that half. And finally, Saints leading over the Patriots 21-0. Mac Jones. I would expect Mac Jones to be benched if he hasn't already. 3rd and 10. Lamar Jackson getting pressured. Short pass. He's got a man. Not enough for the 1st down. That's going to be Nelson Aguilar. Looks like 2 yards short. And are the Ravens going for it? They're lining up for it. Let's see if they go for it. Trips right formation. They might just be going for the hard count. Justice Hill flips his side. They snapped it. They're going to go for it. Lamar Jackson rolling. Having to throw it deep. And oh my God, he just basically threw it away. And Harbaugh looking in astonishment. I think he is upset right now with Lamar Jackson. I think they wanted the field goal. What's going on? When they shifted Justice Hill to the other side, Watt got to come free from the side Justice Hill motioned away from. And the analysts are saying we should have taken that final timeout to get our last play kind of set. And they're saying Quan Alexander might have been offsides for the Steelers as well, which might be why Harbaugh is upset, but no flag on the play. And with that, they're headed to halftime. Harbaugh definitely not happy with how that sequence of plays just went. And we're headed, hopefully, here to some halftime highlights. Got to give you that the Harbaugh head shake. Oh my God. Let's go check up on the fantasy football team. Up 70-21 now on Payo. I need Lamar Jackson to get some more points and the Ravens defense to get a turnover. Would definitely be very beneficial. Let's check out what's going on in that Giants-Dolphins game, because that's a close game right now, 10-14. I had a little heart attack too, by the way. All right, halftime report. All right, guys, you know how this goes if you've been here before. We're going to run down this as fast as we can, basically, as they go. So, of course, they're starting with Ravens Steelers. We don't really have to talk about that too much. You know what I'm saying? Um, Lamar Jackson, 15-25 for 153 yards. Ravens leading 10-3 over the Steelers. Of course, this game's starting to get a little tighter now. Dolphins taking on the Giants today. Dan Jones, 10-13 for 96 yards. Tua Tagovailoa, 14 for 18 yards, 201 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Dolphins leading that game 14-10 as they're checking down to the final 25 seconds of that game. That interception, though, looks like, oh, it's going to be a pick six on the Tua Tagovailoa interception in the end zone. 100-plus yard interception return for the Giants to keep them in that game off a tipped pass. You know, just earlier today, we had Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills. Heartbreaking for the Bills as they lost Matt Milano. Looked like a serious injury. Jaguars come away with the win 25-20 over the Bills. Lawrence having a great day over there in London. Saints taking on the Patriots right now. Mac Jones having a rough day, 7-14 for 68 yards and interception. Saints are leading 21-0 in that game. What is going on? Close game over there in Atlanta. In Atlanta. Atlanta taking on the Houston Texans, leading 7-6 over CJ Stroud, 13-20 for 166 yards. Looking to keep that pace for a 5,000-yard season from that rookie. Anthony Richardson, 9-12 for 98 yards, indicated that he might have left the game a while ago. But that's Zach Moss with a 54-yard touchdown. Colts leading that game at halftime, 10-6. Ryan Tannehill, 9-15 for 91 yards. Low-scoring game over there. Jonathan Taylor, of course, just signed his extension earlier. There's the injury. Anthony Richardson down, signaling his right shoulder. So that's a throwing shoulder injury. Goff dominating the Panthers today. Bryce having a rough day. 11-18 for 116 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions as the Lions lead 28-7 right now with 1:35 left in the second quarter. What is up, Oak Squirrel? Welcome back to the chat, my guy. So we're like talking a little bit about our draft special since we've got some extra time here at halftime. My running back room not looking too bad. And if you weren't here for our live draft special, we were going over basically guys only selected second round or later was the guys we were looking at and targeting. And if you weren't here, of course, we got the UCLA kid who ended up with the Seattle Seahawks. I got to double check real quick in a moment, but we got to find out where my boy Chase Brown ended up. Of course, Keaton Mitchell ended up with the Ravens. My boy Devon Achane looking real good for the Miami Dolphins. Had that long touchdown run earlier. Evan Hull, the Northwestern running back, ended up with the Colts. Had a short-term IR. But honestly, I love the young kid. I'm interested to see what that running back room is going to look in the long run. Tanks Bigsby, I forgot what team he ended up on. I believe it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, if I'm not mistaken, backing up Tyler Etienne down there. So Tanks Bigsby, I think, is going to have a future role down there. And of course, finally, my boy Ty J. Spears out of Tulane ended up over there in Tennessee. I love the young man. I think my running back room looking pretty strong right now. But if we're going to be honest, let's go back to the quarterback room and address that. I had my first quarterback, Tyson Bagent, signed as an undrafted rookie free agent in Chicago. I don't know if he made the 53-man roster. Of course, we've got our boy Hendon Hooker. We're waiting to see what he's going to turn out into. But, he's getting a red shirt year, essentially. DTR, of course, ended up in Cleveland, had a horrible game against my Ravens, but he got absolutely crushed. I felt like we talked about, we felt bad for that young man after that game. Stetson Bennett has had some questions over there in LA with his drinking issues. We hope the young man does well. And of course, rounding out the quarterback room was Clayton Tune, the Houston kid. I'm not exactly sure where he ended up. We got to go back and, of course, double check that here shortly. The tight end room, going over our tight end room again in our pre-draft special. Tight ends normally don't have a strong first year. They're usually later round guys. So with that, though, we've got to keep an eye out. So, of course, we had Dakota. Some of these guys actually we did because the 49ers had a lot of these guys on their draft list visits. Basically, we usually assign them to become an undrafted rookie free agent or a late round pick, which we did see that happen for the 49ers. But our first guy, Dakota Allen out of Eastern, was that Eastern Kentucky, I think? Apologies. But not sure where he ended. Davis Allen, I believe, ended up on the Bills. I believe Cameron Latu ended up, of course, on the 49ers. Tucker Kraft, high upside. I got to go back and double check where he ended. And, of course, our two high upside guys were Tucker Kraft, as well as, of course, the Old Dominion boy, Zach Kuntz. Again, we got to go double check where they ended up at. Our wide receiver room, first guy looking pretty good. Nathaniel Tank Dell talked about pretty hotly. Just looking good down there in Houston with Nico Collins. Kayshawn Boot was talked about a little bit to Baltimore. I got to double check where he ended up. Tyler Scott, the Cincinnati kid, I believe was a 6th-round pick in this past year. Marvin Mims Jr., I believe, was drafted as well. And Andrew Isovius was actually ended up as the Bengals and was responsible for the blocking on the Bengals' big punt return against the Ravens, actually. So shout out to him. And then Jadon Hassel was someone that just caught my eye with sure hands at the draft combine. Meh. All right. I can't show that. Oh, God. And I talked a little bit about Calvin Ridley and how just if you didn't watch in the preseason him running some of his routes and see how fast his feet were, you didn't understand how good of a player he was about to become. With that, I'm going to slide off of the camera for just a second. I will be right back. Bruh. It is my, okay. Hey, good. Excuse me. All right. Baltimore, yep, I was correct with my stat line. Baltimore has 6 dropped passes. Excuse me. And with that, Pittsburgh's going to get the ball back here to start the second half. And that's going to be takes a knee in the end zone for a touchback. Toss going left. That's going to be Harris, able to push a man off, and pretty good game by Najee Harris off the left side. Baltimore 6 drop passes and turnover. Absolutely the story of that game. Baltimore first half 244 yards, including 100 rushing yards to Pittsburgh's total of 88 yards. Baltimore should absolutely have a larger lead, but 6 drop passes and a turnover, killing them right now. 2nd and 5 here for the Steelers. Pickett, shotgun, looking over the middle, and oh! Man on him right away. That's going to be Marlon Humphrey. Roquan Smith right there, too. And just short of the first down. Looks like maybe a 3rd and 1. Blitz looks like it's coming from Baltimore. Here it comes. Handoff up the middle. Blitz gets there, and they're going to be short, it looks like. Ravens are showing what looks like maybe a loss in the play. It looks like Patrick Queen. PQ, my boy, getting in there early. Harbaugh got some look on his face. Harbaugh looks like he expected a fake. And the fans showing their restlessness right now. Definitely upset. Punt from the Steelers. Good recoverage by the Steelers gunners. And Duvernay with a fair catch at what looks like the 24-yard line. They're going to name it at the 23. Titans 13 now. Oh. I say I need to go check all my scores. Wish I drank some more coffee today is my only thought. I need more energy. Texans, Falcons still locked in a close one, 9-7. Yeah, Colts, Texans, Titans, I'm sorry. Titans taking the lead 13-10 over the Colts. The Giants-Dolphin game, better than I expected, honestly. It looked like they were going to get blown out, but that pick 6 by Tua Tagovailoa. And it wasn't even like a bad pick 6. Like, shouldn't even say it was Tua Tagovailoa. That was on his wide receiver. Oh, I think my girlfriend is heating up her leftover barbecue from yesterday. We went to Missions Barbecue and got some brisket and chicken. Mm. I think Missions is a Bebop says those linebackers are dangerous. They are, man. If we can lock PQ to a long term contract too, oh, I know it's a lot of money to tie up an inside linebacker, which doesn't happen very often in the NFL. We talked about that in the offseason. But my God, can you imagine having Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith both locked up on like 5-year deals? Because our Roquan Smith already is, you know what I'm saying? So 1st and 10 here for Lamar Jackson. That's going to be a handoff going up the middle, and Gus Edwards able to make a good gain out of it. Looks like a gain of maybe 3. But if you go to Missions Barbecue, let me just say this. My favorite way, I take the Memphis Belle, I mix it with the smoky barbecue, and then I mix a little bit of Tupelo honey for a little extra heat. So you got to take your Memphis Belle as your base, add a little bit of smoke, add a little bit of heat. Banging, my guy, banging. 2nd and 7 here. Lamar Jackson, the shotgun. Got some time going over the middle. He's got Zay wide open on the play. And oh, Zay just makes a man miss. Front flip to me trying to hit him so hard. And Zay again. One thing I love about Zay Flowers, guys, he's always laughing. Always. He's having fun out there. And he's just, I love it. It just makes me smile. Every time I see him smile, he's got like that infectious smile. Just makes you want to smile. Oh, 55 got sent flying. Da-da-da. 1st and 10. Justice Hill motioning out of the backfield. So Ravens with an empty backfield. Patrick Ricard lined up on the line of scrimmage over TJ Watt. So expect that double team. Jackson going deep. He's got a man. That's Bateman and unable to come up with it. And Bateman tightly contested, but just not able to get it. A little slow to get up. I think he's just more frustrated. Oh. Yeah, that was no flag. That's just tightly contested. Good defense. You know. Oh. Bateman had the step on Wallace, but just unable to haul it in. And we're going to see that timing get a little better, like they're saying, as Bateman comes back from his injury and gets more snaps. You know, Edwards, good run off the left side, gains maybe 5 or 6 on the play. Third and 6 here for the Ravens. Trips left on the formation. Bateman, I think the solo receiver right. Jackson having to step up in the pocket. Escaping to the left. He's having to run for it. No way he gets there. Yeah, only a gain of maybe 1 on the play. Unfortunate. And punt team coming out here for the Ravens, I believe. Yeah, unfortunately. Good coverage by the Steelers. Able to force him up in the pocket. No one there. When he rolls left, just no one able to separate while he was scrambling from the defenders on the left side. Jordan Stout out for the punt. Good coverage by the Ravens gunners already. And I think that's going to bounce. I think out of bounds originally. Inside the 15. So still a pretty good punt. That's going to be down officially at the 13-yard line. So could have been better, but not a terrible punt by Jordan Stout, the sophomore punter. Of course, that those that don't know the Ravens had a Hall of Fame punter. Hall of Fame punter. I know that's a hard thing to grasp your mind around. And Sam Cook. Hall of Fame. And, Sam Cook retired not too long ago. And I believe Jordan Stout took over last year as the punter for the Ravens. And so he's finally in his sophomore year and, wasn't too sure the first year. Showed some good promise. But this year, continuing to grow. I see growth in the punt team, and that's what I love to see. So we're excited for him in Baltimore. For anyone and everyone joining us today, thank you again for joining us today. Let me know who your team is. Are you part of Raven Flock? Are you part of the Steel Curtain Steelers Nation? How's your fantasy football team doing? Let me know in the chat. I appreciate you joining me today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We're definitely trying to grow the channel here. 95% of my viewers are not subscribers, so we're trying to change that. And of course, always let me know, what can I do better on the channel? Always feel free to critique. Let's check back across the NFLs. Let's check the scores. Anything major? Dolphins, of course, trying to show that Dolphins are probably mad about that pick six. Dolphins now up 24-10 on the Giants. And Saints still just beating down the Patriots today, 24-0. My God. Ugh. Let's see. And let's go look. What's today's homework for calculus? What are we doing today in calculus for homework? I've got a calculus test coming up, and I'll be honest, I am not ready for it. So your boy's got to do some more work. Pickett looking over the middle, and that's Roquan Smith with a good tackle. Gain of maybe a 5 on the play. Yep, 5-yard pickup. And that's Matt Canada. He is hated in Pittsburgh right now. Current offense, 29th in the league, 29th in rush, and 25th in pass. Mike zero. Handoff going Harris, left side, got a little bit of space and got a good gain. It's going to look like a gain of about 8 yards on the play, giving the Pittsburgh Steelers a first down. So today's calculus, guys, is derivatives of logarithmic functions, is what we're covering today in calculus today. Let me know, how much do you hate calculus? Mike 0-0. Hey, double it. Calling my Mitch Trubisky's calls. 1st and 10. Trubisky having to roll right, nobody open. Short pass to the right and just throws it out of bounds. 2nd and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 8:42 on the clock here in the third quarter. I need Gus Edwards to get a touchdown for fantasy football's sake, to be honest. He's tired of hearing Mike Zero from Kenny Pickett, to be honest with you. Pickett dropping back, pressured by Clowney, having to roll left. Got a man short, and Roquan Smith, as always, there for the tackle. Gain of what looks like maybe 4 on the play, maybe 5. I swear, if I made a mistake by not starting Zay, I can't believe that. How did I not start Zay? What happened? I'm so upset at myself. 3rd and 6. Pass to the left to Warren, the halfback, and they're saying he's out of bounds. But it is a first down, and that's going to be at the 40-yard line. Indianapolis, Tennessee game, 17-13. Good game over there. And good pass there. Yep, he did step out of bounds. .732 and taking here in the third quarter. That's going to be a toss play to Warren Wright. Got some space. Pretty good gain. Good second effort. Gain what looks like maybe 6 on the play. Approaching the 50-yard line. Second and 4. 6:52 and ticking here for the Steelers. Trips left formation. Pickett looking left. Gets pressured. That's Michael Pearson. Oh, Brent Urban comes screaming in. So that's a sack for Brent Urban. Been a while for the veteran, but we're glad to see it. And that's going to bring a 3rd and long after the sack. Little bit of pressure there from the Ravens. Michael Pierce and Patrick Queen in there early. And then as Pickett tries to climb the pocket, Brent Urban and Tavius Robinson, the rookie for the Ravens, able to pressure and get there. Brent Urban credited with the sack on the play. He said the audible call for the Steelers, by the way, kitchen. I would love to know what kitchen means. The halfback moved out, so they're keeping an eye on that. Pickett dropping back, pressured early, short pass, and going nowhere. Even if he would have caught it, it'd have been a loss for play. Probably better to not catch that ball, honestly. 4th and 10. Punt team coming out here. Ravens got to get some more points on the board. Punt away. Good coverage by the Steelers returner on the right side. And that's Nelson Aguilar, who is defending on the left side for special teams. Definitely got beat by his the Steelers gunner on the play. And I really wanted this to be more than a 7-point game this late in the game, but you know. What can you do? CJ Stroud, despite the close game, Texans leading 9-7 over the Falcons, 11:37 in that third quarter. CJ Stroud, I believe, having a pretty decent game. I think just broke 200 yards while having a pretty good completion percentage. Lions, of course, still pulling away on the Panthers, 28-10, 11:37 left in that game as well. We've got a tight game, I believe, in Tennessee. Titans taking on the Colts today. Colts got a 17-13 lead. Of course, Anthony Richardson left that game earlier with a shoulder injury. Dolphins, of course, pulling away on the Giants. Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane having huge plays in that game. Pick 6 by the Giants, however. It was off a tip pass off the hands, I believe, of a Dolphins player. The real head-scratcher of the week, Saints absolutely demolishing the Patriots. I'm guessing, I'm going to double-check real quick. I'm guessing Mac Jones got benched. Saints are up 24-0 over the Patriots right now. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm trying to find the stats here, see if Mac Jones has been benched. Mac Jones, the only quarterback right now for the Patriots with any attempts. 11 of 19 for 107 yards, 1 interception. I mean, not horrible stats. So what is
going on right now? Saints have one throwing touchdown, one rushing touchdown, so that's 14 of the 24. Where's the other? Did they get a? Is the interception a pick six? Where's the interception? Defense. There's no defense touchdowns. No kicker or punt return touchdowns. I'm so confused on how that score is that score. Field goal, punt, touchdown. No clue. Back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore Ravens game. 5:48 on the clock here. Lamar Jackson taking over. 1st and 10 at the Baltimore Ravens 18-yard line. Blitz coming for the Steelers. Picked up well. Lamar Jackson going deep. That's Aguilar. Got him. And that's going to be a catch. Oh, they're saying drop now. Oh, it looked like a catch. I would say that's a catch with a fumble at the end. 1, 2, 3. He had like 3 steps. Right here. Ball's in his hands. 1, 2, 3. 3 steps. Ball's still there. Ball gets ripped out on the 4th step going out of bounds. And yeah, that's a good challenge. Baltimore challenged the ruling on the play. I think that's a complete catch with a fumble going out of bounds. Nelson Aguilar is agreeing. I think John Harbaugh agrees. Of course, we're going to have to wait till the refs take a good look at it. The story of this game, though, for Baltimore is 2 things. One, the plague of drops that have been for Baltimore. We had 6 drops in the first half of the game and multiple drops in the end zone. Also, continuing the streak of fumbles. Baltimore now tied for 2nd in the league, I believe, fumbles this season. And barring, hopefully, the overruling on this challenge, a catch ruled fumble afterwards, we're going to add technically another fumble to that stat line, which might push us to 1st, potentially. Or tied 1st. I don't know what the numbers are. Oh, man. Anyone got advice on derivatives of logarithmic functions? I got to go back and review what's called the chain rule for derivatives. I need to redo the chain rule, then I need to redo the quotient rule. Then we need to do the rule for logarithmic functions. You know, though, it's been pretty fun learning how to calculate some of these things. Like be able to calculate the rate of decay or rate of growth and find the actual rate of change, not just, hey, my rate of change is, 7 to the e to the negative 3.3 power, Your A0 formula is what it's called. K to the T, if I'm not mistaken. A0 is K to the T. Talking calculus, my guys, talking calculus. And Baltimore wins the challenge. Yeah. Let's go. That's a 1st down at the 48-yard line. Let's go. Let's go. Great challenge. Great challenge. And you can clearly hear some of the Steeler fans booing right now because they're taking it forever to get the game going. Oh, Pittsburgh challenged it. A technicality that is going to give the Pittsburgh Steelers back their timeout. Basically, it was still a catch, but it was fumbled out of bounds, where it was ruled a catch but inbounds. So they kind of a stupid challenge by him, but whatever. He was hoping to get a no catch, but whatever. Jackson getting rushed. He's sacked on the play. That's going to be a big sack. Alec Highsmith. But we've got some flags on the play. 2 flags on the play. And Steeler fans were literally just on their feet excited, and then they sat down. And you can hear whoever is near the mic for the NFL broadcast. That dude is so loud. You can hear him. He's booing when the ref was making the call. He's screaming, "We know that already!" Boo! My God, is he so loud? NFL's going to go find him here in a minute, to be honest. 5 minutes on the clock. Baltimore, no penalties on the day. Knock on wood. That's not a good sign. Ooh, my boy Tank Dell got 3 catches for 5 yards. Gus Edwards handed off going left, and that's going to be a solid gain of maybe about 5 yards on the play. Yeah, hold no Odell Beckham Jr., even though he's double covered. That's a horrible job by number 39. There was no reason to hold Odell. He had a safety helping him. It was double covered, and he chose to hold him. Idiot play by the Pittsburgh Steelers player. 4:20 on the clock and ticking. 2nd and 6. Blitz looks like it's coming left from the Steelers. It's coming. Jackson pressured. He's going deep. He's got Aguilar. Oh! And through Nelson Aguilar's hands. Another drop for the Baltimore Ravens. It is killing us. Oh my. Aguilar, who has been so short-handed for us all season, the veteran, and look at Todd Monken and the offensive staff in the booth right now. Just great throw by Lamar. Heartbreaking. 3rd and 6. Steelers look like they're bringing pressure. They do. Lamar Jackson's having to step up, and he's sacked on the play. That's going to be a sack for a loss of 2, bringing up a 4th and 8. Oh. Oh, Daniel Falele was in there. Oh, Patrick McCary is out due to injury. So now Ravens are missing 2 tackles on the day. So Daniel Falele, the rookie, having to play tackle now, right tackle. And TJ Watt is going to be trying to take advantage of that every chance he can. Let's check how the fantasy football is doing. How's your fantasy football doing, guys? I'm currently leading our friend Payo time 73-22. Still projected 144 points, it looks like. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 77-94. Projected 148 points now. First and 10, toss play going right to Harris. And oh, Roquan with a great tackle. Upended Najee Harris. And Aguilar going over there and literally apologizing to Lamar Jackson for the drop. Zay talking now. You can see him. Bro, we cannot drop these passes. We are killing Lamar. And I feel like what he's saying right now to Aguilar, him included, of course. 2nd and 5 here. Handoff going left. That's Harris, it looks like, on the play. And good run. Love gain looks like a 6 on the play for a first down. 2:25 and ticking here in Pittsburgh. Baltimore has not been able to take advantage of, I feel like, the offensive line missing in Pittsburgh. Pickett got some time, looking deep. He's got a man. And that's in between Marcus Williams and Brandon Stevens. A 23-yard game by Pickett. Good corner route there. Marcus Williams and Brandon Stevens deliver a good hit. And that's, I believe, Pickens with a large gain for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Handoff going up the middle. That's Warren and, or no, I'm sorry, Najee Harris, and either a no gain or a loss of 1 on the play. Nowhere. Brent Urban with a good tackle on the play. Zach Moss having a big day for Indianapolis right after they signed Jonathan Taylor to an extension. Zach Moss already over 100 yards on the day. Pickett trips right, looking left though, and he's got Pickens on the play. And Brandon Stevens telling the ref he wants a push off. No flag on the play. 15-yard catch by Pickens on the play. Another first down for the Steelers. And they're getting a little excited finally. That's exquisite body control, but I want to see, like I said, Brandon Stevens saying, where's my push off? And that's the end of the third quarter, guys. It's 10-3. It's been locked in a 10-3 game forever. Of course, Steelers have the ball entering the fourth quarter here. Oh, my God. Draining. This is like the Colts game. We should have won the game thoroughly. And my Ravens are struggling mightily. I understand the injury at right tackle. Of course, Morgan Moses first, Patrick McCary filling in. Patrick McCary probably fills in just as well as Morgan Moses. And of course, we were seeing Patrick Ricard helping out at TJ Watt on that side. However, in the second half, for some reason, we're starting to see one of the things we're seeing is for some reason, Patrick Ricard is a lot of times not near TJ Watt, even when it's not a run play going that way. So I don't know. I'm a little concerned. But the biggest takeaway right now is the drops by the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver core. There was 6 in the first half, and the drops have continued. That was a touchdown drop by Nelson Aguilar earlier. That's 3 touchdowns now dropped essentially by the Ravens tight ends and wide receivers. Um, and you saw Nelson Aguilar come over after the play and literally apologize to Lamar. It's crazy. Chimera, welcome to the chat, my guy. I I was talking about you earlier, Chimera. I said, man, I said thoughts and prayers for my Bills Mafia friends and my boy Chimera, because not only did you lose the game, but my thoughts and prayers for Matt Milano. I saw he was carted off the field earlier. Has there been any update on his injury yet? And Chimera, if I'm gonna be honest with you, remember when we did the off-season program, and for those that don't know, part of my live section, you can find it in my playlist. The off-season program where I played the GM of certain teams across the NFL. Oh, sorry. And when I looked at the Bills roster and examined the moves to make, I felt like at the end of the offseason that the Bills didn't make enough moves. While, of course, they kept the roster almost identical and kept their window open for a few years, I just felt like they didn't add enough pieces to really, just in case. Case in point, like our Jadeveon Clowney signing, our recent Kyle Van Noy signing. We've made some good last minute signings. Ronald Darby has actually played outstanding for us. We've made some good key veteran signings post draft or right before the draft that have played out for us, and I feel like your Bills could have made some of those moves as well. 2nd and 7, motion left. That's going to be a handoff going right to Harris, and he's dropped in the backfield, maybe no gain, and that's Michael Pierce getting some penetration. Chimera says our defense is going to be practice squad by week 8. I feel you. Chimera, because our defense is just starting to get healthy. Or I should say our team is starting to get healthy. And that's why I said, Chimera, I felt like y'all could have added these insurance pieces. Jadeveon Clowney playing on $5 million a year. You tell me you couldn't find $5 million in a restructure, like to add that insurance for your team? Ronald Darby, Kyle Van Noy. Pressure, pick it L, and that's going to be a sack. Patrick Queen and Justin Madubuike going to combo for that sack on the play. And we predicted it a little earlier in this game, guys. If you were with us, I said the Ravens haven't been really blitzing. They might bring it later. And you got Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith lined up, double A gap. They both come. It's a stunt. Queen goes inside to stunt for Madubuike. Madubuike comes inside. And Canada, he definitely let out a cuss word there. And punt number 6 coming up for the Steelers. Good coverage by the Steelers punt team, but a bad punt just in the way back of the end zone. Bad punt. And the Steelers fans are literally chanting, I think, for Canada's head. Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator of the Steelers. And they're booing still. Whoever is that guy that's close to the mic is still so audible. Chimera, not looking good, according to McDermott. It's tough, And like I said, I feel for you because if I was your fan base, I personally, as someone that examined your roster and played around with your cap space, I felt like you could have made a few more moves in the offseason to really let's take a look at the Eagles last year. When they made the trade for Robert Quinn from the Eagles, Robert Quinn was coming off like Pro Bowl number pass rushing. But of course, getting up there, I think 9th plus year. Robert Quinn was traded to the Eagles, and despite being a starter on most teams, was like a fifth stringer on that Philadelphia Eagles defensive line. They didn't need Robert Quinn, but just the potential there and the price point and all those things was worth it. And I just feel like they didn't do enough. And honestly, I'm gonna be a real hot take right here. The hot take. What's a what's another playoff team in the AFC that has taken a huge step back this year that I kind of had similar comments about? The Cincinnati Bengals, because we played around with their roster. And I said, man, they've got so much potential. They could do this and that and this and that, even with the contract extensions, yada, yada, yada. And then, they kind of just stayed put, getting ready to probably pay some more other players in the future. And, but they had a pretty decent draft, and just, two teams that I felt like didn't make enough moves in the offseason to really make sure, like insurance-wise, and I feel like it's showing a little bit. I hate to say it, but, it's on tape. You can go back and watch it. First and 10 here for Lamar Jackson. 13:30 here in the fourth quarter. Justice Hill's going to get the handoff going right. Makes a move, and that's going to be a good gain of about 5 yards on the play. Oh, we got a next-gen stat here. Lamar Jackson, 15 of 26 for 166 yards. They say only 6 drop passes. I think that's a miscalculation. I've counted 7. Maybe I'm wrong, but oh no, we've got an injury here for the Steelers. That's number 99, kind of holding his neck shoulder area, it looks like. Kind of looks like he's having some pain in his arm. We hope he's okay. And that's going to be Ogunjobi, I believe the former Bengal brought in or it's either Bengal or Brown that was brought in. And the Steelers showing some life here in their stadium for their defense. Totally understandable. First and 20 after a holding call on the Ravens, though. And keep an eye out. Trips right here. Handoff going to Justice Hill off right, and decent run, but not a huge gain. A gain of 4 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 16 on the play. 13 minutes and ticking. 10-3 game. Baltimore just needs to at least... God, and what kills me is this, guys. Mark my words. I was upset earlier. We went for it on 4th down and didn't get it when we could have easily kicked a field goal. If we go into overtime because we didn't kick that field goal, I'm going to be very upset. Lamar Jackson setting up a screen, but is chased down on the play. Alexander, 54 for the Steelers. And that's going to be a huge loss. Loss of 5 on the play. Bringing up, I think, a 3rd and 21. Oh, my God. Third and 21 here. Lamar Jackson going to keep it. Oh, no. Only a gain of maybe about 4 on the play, but not a good sign. Not a good sign. Ooh, Kyle Pitts having a good day down in Atlanta. But Jordan Stout out here for the punt for the Ravens. And Ravens got to make a good turnover and give the Ravens offense good field position. Oh, it's blocked! Is it through the back of the end zone or did he recover it? Oh my God, it's blocked! The call is a safety on the field. Safety by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they're going to get 2 points and get the ball back here. 10-5 game. I'm going to say this one last time for everyone here viewing. I cannot believe we have the best kicker in the NFL, and we refuse to kick field goals in a game that is usually decided by 3 points. In a league where there are tons of games decided by 1 score. We were in overtime 2 weeks ago. Why? I need to get a hat made. I'm getting a hat made. I don't care. I'm getting it made. And it's going to say, kick the damn field goal. And on the back, it's going to say, kickers matter. Hashtag. It's written down. I'm even writing the time on this thing. I'm making this, and I'm selling it in the Baltimore Ravens groups. Oh my God. Bro, I'm just the mismanagement, man. And I think Harbaugh was mad about it, but Chimera says, sorry, I had to get on a bus real quick heading back to college from my parents' house. No worry, Chimera. You know, I was joking earlier. I've got derivatives of exponential functions later today. And a good punt return there by the Steelers to set them up in good position. 49ers Ultimate Report says, Darwin is mad, the Ravens. I'm a little mad. If we kicked a field goal, we would have been better positions. We would have had these points. The NFL and football is a lot of times I don't think anyone argues this. Football is a game of momentum sometimes. A lot of sports can be. And coming up short on 4th down, getting a turnover, and not getting 3 points is a momentum turn game. And if you've ever watched our Ravens broadcast, you will know the amount of times we have gone for it on 4th down, missed it, and gave up 3 easy points. And then the game starts to go south for us. Holy crap, please go back and watch the tape. Like, bro. Tribe says, who would be favored on a neutral field, the Patriots or Oregon State? I think if Bailey Zapp plays, the Patriots might win. John Lejeune says, I like, bro. Handoff, that's going to Harris Wright, and that's going to be a good stop finally in the backfield. A loss of 2, it looks like, on the play. We got Dark One Undead joining us, I think the first time in the chat. I feel like we need to change Harbaugh's head coach. Dark One, if you go back and watch my footage, I have been critical of Harbaugh. Officially, I have been critical of Harbaugh going back to our first season after we won the Super Bowl. When we opened up in Denver, I had a huge complaint about that blowout game in Denver. And Harbaugh, like again in the Colts game, has shown a huge problem. Take away the one time he took a punt as a safety for time management. If you take that out, his time management history is horrible. Horrible. And Warren, a huge gain for the Steelers. Oh my God. And a huge first down brought down on the 30-yard line of the Ravens. I honestly did not want Harbaugh back this past offseason. I'll be honest with you. I really wanted someone like Shane Steichen, or I would have loved to have Benimi, to be honest with you, or a few other guys. I actually did a live video where we discussed different people like that. My biggest problem with Harbaugh is that he has not been accountable, in my opinion, for his bad track record of hiring offensive coordinators. And no matter what, even if we have a good offensive coordinator, they will be gone after a year or two, basically. And we've got a flag on the play after another big game by Warren on the play. And I know some Steeler fans have been clamoring for Warren and just get rid of Harris, to be honest. And I can kind of see why, to be honest with you. Tomlin looks visibly upset approaching the refs right now. The refs tell him, hey, back off, back off. There is no foul on the play. They're taking the flag back. I'm literally going to make this hat right now, guys. I'm not even joking with you. This is going to be the first hat in my merch store. What is it called? I can't wait to make this hat. I really can't. TJ Warren with another big run. Spin move. My God, Warren looking and showing why he should be the lead back in Pittsburgh right now. He's just got such quicker feet than Najee Harris. Najee Harris just doesn't look like he has the quick feet anymore. And Warren with a huge run for the Steelers again. Second and goal. Pickett looking back left. And Mullet with good coverage on the play. I can understand Pittsburgh wants the call. They don't get it, though. Hey, we got a new subscription. Dark One Undead. Thank you for the subscription, my guy. I really appreciate it. Pickett going over the middle and unable to get it. That's another incomplete. Fourth and goal. Baltimore making a big stand here on the goal line. Hey, we got another subscription. Jax, thank you for the subscription, my guy. I appreciate it. Interesting game this. You're absolutely right. It is. Field goals up for the Steelers and right down the middle. And guys, with that, we've got a weird score here. 8-10. Baltimore with a narrow lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Pickett upset, unable to come away with points on that. Okay. I'm legit right now, guys. Simultaneously, I'm so upset about not kicking that field goal earlier. I am going back to Teespring to set up a merch store right freaking now. I'm not even lying to you. Again, I would love to know from Raven fans, do you think if we kicked that field goal earlier and taken those points and not let the momentum shift of this game, do you think we would be in this situation? Of course, we already know it would be 13 to maybe 8, which I would breathe a little heavier sigh. It's a field goal game now. Like, field goal game. Hey, John Lejeune, we should. So John Lejeune says, I hope the Ravens get better for the Christmas game you play the 49ers. I know you play in my stadium. My name's Levi, by the way, so that's always my joke. Um, but the Ravens are starting to get healthy, which is a good sign. But the offense is still gelling under the new offensive coordinator Todd Monken, and Lamar Jackson did not play a single snap of preseason football. So he's learning the offense and getting everyone gelled just taking a little longer than I think Raven fans hoped, but we're not hitting the panic button yet in Baltimore, unlike our friends in Buffalo. If the game ends on this score, the last time a score 10-8 game, 1979. The Colts. But I'm going to design that hat right now, guys. I'm going to put that in Baltimore Ravens groups even. Jackson going deep. Oh no! Zay Flowers fell over. Oh my God. Zay Flowers wide open on the play. Oh my God. He's got his guy beat by 6 yards, and I think Lamar just doesn't put the ball. He has to stop and kill his momentum because he's coming across and he has to stop and drift upfield. Lamar could have delivered a little bit of a better ball, but oh my God, I'm counting that as a drop pass almost. That's just heartbreaking to watch. That was a touchdown. That was an easy touchdown if they were on the same page or Lamar gave him a little bit of a better ball. And that's going to be Beckham Jr. with another catch. Haven't seen him in a while. Back in the game, it looks like. 6:52 and ticking here as Baltimore is looking to push downfield. Literally, like Jack said, he beat himself on that play. Oh, wow, you can make a lot of different stuff now. Okay, okay. Oh, it doesn't look like they really have hats, though. Justice Hill with a good run, and oh, he's going to be just short on the play. Okay, they got some hats. Okay, okay. Guys, I'm literally going to spend my afternoon designing a hat now. And I'll have my merch store link up later. If you want to buy my hat, look out for it. I'll post it on Twitter and Facebook. And I'm also going to post it probably in some Ravens groups. That's going to be a kick return here by the Steelers. Oh, ball comes out! It's picked up by number 25 of the Ravens in midair. Ball fumbles again, goes out of bounds. There's a flag on the play, but barring the flag, that's a fumble recovered by the Ravens and returned into the red zone. Oh my God, what a play. But we're waiting for the flag here, confirmation. Let's go! Holding on the receiving team, which of course is going to be the climb. First down, Baltimore, I believe, in the red zone. What a turn of events for this game. Baltimore finally getting a little stroke of luck. Let's watch the. Oh, man. Oh, da-da-da. He didn't even get hit by a Baltimore player. He ran into his own blocker, fumbled the ball, and Rock Ya-Sin was able to pick the ball up. Oh my God. Or no, I'm sorry, that wasn't Rock Ya-Sin. I forgot who 25 was now. That's Kayvon Seymour. My apologies for the Ravens. Oh my God. First and goal. 5:29 on the clock. That's hilarious. Yeah, it was on his own team. That's a fumble caused by 89 on the return. 83 Hayward, who's had a pretty good game so far, trying to come like blindside block and just never sees it coming. And blindsides literally his own returner, causing a fumble on the play. What a turn of events in this game. Oh, it's not over yet. I'm still stressed. Until we score, I'm stressed. Handoff going Gus Edwards up the middle. Solid run. Looks like a gain of maybe 3 or 4 on the play. I think they're going to rule it as 3. Nope, 4 on the play. Second and goal. 3 yards it looks like to go. Gus Edwards checking out. Justice Hill and Andrews checking in. Patrick Ricard checking out as well for the Ravens. I'm definitely expecting a space out with a Lamar Jackson keeper here. That's my official call for this. Here we go. Second and goal. Trips left. I expect the run going there. Justice Hill moving out of the backfield. It's going to be a little tight end flip play. And oh, Andrews does not run that as well as Travis Kelce does. And that's going to be a loss on the play of 1 or 2 yards. Yeah, Ravens trying a little trickery play, a little like tight end flip run there, kind of like we've seen from the Kansas City Chiefs, and just they do not perform it as well. Third and goal, 4 minutes left. Like I said, 49ers, I ain't not stressed till we score. Empty backfield, and we got a timeout, it looks like, as the Steelers bring heavy blitz. And, yep, John Harbaugh actually making a good choice to make a timeout there, but I also would say that's a rudimentary decision. It is 4 minutes left in a very tight game, critical situation, and you have all 3 timeouts. Absolutely worth. And yes, you see Zay Flower going into the slot and throwing his hands up saying, what am I doing? What am I doing? Which is not what you want in a third and goal, high pressure situation. Got to get everyone on the same page here. Big third down here for the Ravens. Third and goal. Pittsburgh making a last-minute substitution on the field. Keep an eye left. You got Aguilar, Zay, and Andrews all lined up left. So trips left for the Ravens. Single tight coverage on the right. Look for a back shoulder fade. He's going there. It's Odell. And oh no! A bad throw by Lamar. He throws inside on a back shoulder fade. And it's intercepted. No, Lamar, my guy. Why? How are you going to throw a back shoulder fade inside? Let's watch the replay. I called it before the play, and he threw the fade horribly. He threw inside and deep on the back shoulder fade, which is the best place for a corner to make a play on the ball. And I mean, that's obvious. You throw the ball to the front pylon. You teach every wide receiver that in that situation. All right, coach, where am I going on this play? Front pylon, back of the end zone, front of the end zone. That's literally the options. And on the corner that play, you're either going front pylon, back pylon. Obviously, on the back shoulder fade on that throw, it's front pylon. And Lamar just throws the back pylon. Like, oh, God, that was horrible. Horrible. And we're under 4 minutes now. Steelers are getting the ball back now. Long field to go, which is the one thing. And see, 49ers, you were telling me right now. You said, let's quote 49ers. He said, Darwin is so happy now. You were stressed all game. And I said, no. I'm going to keep being stressed till we score. Circle the whiteboard. Pick it. Oh! Absolutely destroyed on the short route. Arthur Mollett, one of the absolute just gems, has been shot out. He's, I believe, in his 9th year. Didn't make the initial roster, but came back after some injuries for the Ravens, and he has played outstanding for the Ravens. We talked a little bit about this on some of the other 49ers shows. The Ravens, the first few weeks, were playing with like 4th-string corners, basically. Trips right formation for the Steelers. 3rd and 9. Big 3rd down here. Blitz coming. Pickett has to get rid of it. Oh, no. And he gets his man. That's going to be a number 11. I think Watson for the Steelers with a 1st down catch. And if we don't win this game, knock on wood, guys, there is 2 stories. 1, Baltimore's refusal to kick field goals despite having the best kicker and a Hall of Fame kicker. And 2, of course, we talked about it earlier, the drop passes. 1st and 10. Short pass over the middle and good breakup on the play. That's going to be Patrick Queen breaking up a quick slant pass over the middle. Oh, my God. And Jaka, all the guys that are, here, mark my words. Before tonight is over, I will have several hats designed saying, kick the damn field goal. Kickers Matter is going to go on the back. Pickett, short pass to Warren off the right, and pretty good gain. Looks like a gain of maybe 8 yards on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 2 here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2:32 and ticking on the clock. Looks like we got a couple close games across the NFL. My boy Josh Downs, the UNC product, doing some work over there for Indianapolis. So happy for that young man. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 3rd and 4 here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore looks like they're bringing pressure. They back out of it. Pickett going right. That's the Pickens, and Pickens with another huge clutch catch. 1st down with the 2-minute warning expiring, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are at the field goal target line. Oh, my God. Yeah, no worries. I'm messing with you, 49ers. I just like to make that joke. It's, like the Indianapolis Colts game. You can never speak too early. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just messing with you. No worries. But, man, George Pickens, what a catch. Like, we followed George Pickens a little bit as he came out of University of Georgia. Kid's a stud. And his run blocking potential at wide receiver is just better than most wide receivers in the NFL. Oh, let's check how much we're beaten down on payo time, hopefully. Gosh. Lamar killing me today. So currently we are up 84-33 on payo time. one of our Rams content creators, and in our fantasy football league. Uh, I think we both have the same amount of minutes left as well. So not looking for my good for my boy Peo. Yeah, I'm up 84 to 33, and I have 251 minutes remaining to his 245. So I've got more remaining minutes, and I'm projected to win by almost 60 points this week. Thank you, DJ Moore. Oh, I need to win this game, though, because I have Missions Barbecue that I'm going to go eat after this game. Your boy's going to go eat some brisket and some fries, and some other good snacks. Maybe I'll even make some chocolate muffins for afterwards. Oh, I got cornbread. I might make some sweet tea, too. And I would much rather have a feeling of joy as I take in my brisket instead of crying over my brisket and making it extra salty. And Chimera joined us back in the chat, says Ravens do this every year. Absolutely right. I am Chimera. You weren't here. I'm making a hat after the game saying kick the damn ball, because guess what? If we kicked a field goal, would we be as stressed right now? Absolutely not. And run going right, and that's going to bring the Steelers right to the field goal target line. And they might try to take this clock down and win this game by 1 point. Vic E joining us in the chat. His first good decision, terrible coach again. I agree, man. I was calling for Harbaugh's coaching job at the beginning of the season. I wanted a more offensive-minded head coach. I think it's easier to cycle defensive coordinators than it is offensive coordinators. I think it's better to maintain an offensive identity with your head coach. Going deep, he's got Pickens, and that's going to be a touchdown. And with 1:17, Pickett launches a go route touchdown to Pickens. And the Steelers, barring the extra point, are going to take a 5-point lead over Baltimore. Fire Harbaugh. Doom, 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 doom. Fire Harbaugh. Doom, 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 doom. Oh my God, bro. Great catch by Pickens. He's on Marlon Humphrey and just has a good step on Marlon Humphrey. A little bit of hand battling. Definitely not a push off there. Good hand battling, and Pickens with a great catch. You know what, man? There's a lot of bad luck for my Ravens, that's for sure. And I think it's sometimes the message of Harbaugh is becoming stale, and I don't care what anyone says. He's made too many bad decisions. Pickett going for a 2-point attempt and almost has it. So actually, let me correct my score. It's going to stay 14-10 Pittsburgh. Definitely makes sense to go for it there. And my God, guys, what a game, from the bad red zone interception, the 7+ drop passes, including 3 touchdowns dropped today, the blocked punt, the miscommunications. It is so frustrating to watch. And that's just trusting your guy. Alex Seeley in the chat, welcome in, my guy. It's frustrating to watch. So let me give, if I've got some Raven fans in here, let me give, while they're doing the kickoff, why I've been critical of Harbaugh since the opening game against Denver after we won the Super Bowl, where we opened up against Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. First time ever a Super Bowl chance had an open up way game, whatever. So Harbaugh stressed all offseason. We are going into this game. We're planning all offseason to make sure we come out and win game 1. We're coming out here prepared for for Peyton Manning and this air raid offense. John Harbaugh, if I'm not mistaken, only took 7 defensive backs into the game. He decided to take more run-stopping defensive linemen onto the active 53-man roster that day than defensive backs. The Ravens had 1 injury at defensive back, and after halftime, the Ravens had no substitutions at defensive back. The Ravens had to switch to using a lot more linebackers in zone coverage, and Peyton Manning picked us apart in almost historic day for him to open the season. And Harbaugh had the audacity to look at us and say, well, we game plan. We tried our best. We tried everything. We game planned all offseason for this. No, you didn't. It was a bad coaching decision, bad time management. Just Zay Flowers, though, with a big catch after Lamar Jackson's first catch. Chimera says Steelers are legitimately the luckiest team alive. The fact that they aren't below 500 says more about their opponents than them. You know what? Alex Seeley says, Coach got to go. And Tenchi Misaki says, could we replace Harbaugh with? So if you go back and watch I really wanted Shane Steichen, the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, that is now head coach of the Colts. I wanted Shane Steichen so bad. I was iffy on Benimi, and I forgot who my other guys were. I had one other coach I really. Oh, that's a fumble! Strip sack on Lamar, picked up by T.J. Watt after the strip sack. And that's the game. That's game. Oh, my God. Lamar Jackson with another fumble. And again, I got to watch this replay. What happened to us giving extra attention to T.J. Watt? Let's watch here. Okay, it's Highsmith, I'm sorry, with the sack. Just beats Ronnie Stanley there, and yep. My God. Yep. That's heartbreaking, bro. Heartbreaking. I don't know. I had a lot of guys that I thought about as potential a replacement for John Harbaugh. Like I said, Shane Steichen was absolutely my number 1 on my board. I'm trying to remember who else I had. I think I might have had Seattle's guy on the board, but that was horrible and heartbreaking. I'm sorry to every Ravens fan for Flock Nation that joined us today. Oh, my God. And again, the story of this game, guys, not going for the field goal. 7+ drop passes, including 3 dropped touchdown passes. Baltimore, just like the Colts game, could have taken this game away, blown this game out. And execution errors absolutely killed us today. Makes me want to throw my papers. And Alex, we do need more work. We're still gelling. Like we talked about, the Ravens Lamar didn't get any snaps in the preseason. I think that was a mistake, to be honest with you, doing 0 snaps in the preseason. But what do I know? Baltimore could get the ball back with 10 seconds, is what they're saying, but they would need a Hail Mary touchdown. And Bebop, you're absolutely right. Bebop says the season is still young. Baltimore is just getting back healthy. This is Ronnie Stanley's first game back. This is Marlon Humphrey's first game back. Marcus Williams finally back. Bateman, Beckham, all these guys are just coming back. You know what I'm saying? So it's a long season. We talked about it earlier today. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. The Steelers showed us today. The Colts showed us today. There's always a lesson in a loss. That's my thought. Every loss can teach you something if you're willing to open your ears and open your eyes a little bit. And with that, where could the Baltimore Ravens have improved today? You know? Yeah, Baltimore's having still some issues on the defensive side of the ball, that's for sure. And my stream just cut out. There we go. I should say the stream I'm watching the game on. Oh, okay, okay. With the penalty, Baltimore's now going to have 49 seconds on the clock. No timeouts though, to win this game. Oh my God, this game's not 100% over. Let's go, Flock. Let's go, Flock. The Steelers had an illegal formation penalty that just changed the entire game. Woo. Duvernay, we need the best return. We need like that 106 return right now. How do you want to be remembered, Duvernay? This is your moment on this kickoff right now. I'm sorry, after the field goal. I'm sorry, they kicked a field goal, so it's 17. And with that, yeah, Baltimore now going to get Lamar Jackson has 49 seconds to try to push the Ravens downfield and score with no timeouts left. Now, you would think that's impossible, but with the amount of drops the Ravens have had and how big of plays they could have had, you know. I'm not looking at the game cast. I know I have the game cast up on my stream, but I don't look at it. Trips right formation for the Ravens. Jackson got a good pocket. Having to run, though. And oh, my God. Throws a dirt ball to a wide open Mark Andrews on the right side of the field. Had Mark Andrews on the right side and just puts one in the dirt. 43 seconds. And, of course, the interception by Lamar Jackson in the end zone with Odell Beckham Jr., heartbreaking. Lamar having to roll left. We got a flag. Probably going to be a hold. So despite the big run here for a first down, it's probably coming back. Yeah, John Leger, they were blowing them out. And, like, you can't – honestly, you can't even be too mad at Monken or Harbaugh. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm mad at Harbaugh sometimes, but the players dropped way too many passes today. 35 seconds after the hold call, 2nd and 20. Ball's on the Ravens' 15-yard line. Lamar got Andrews. He needs to get out of bounds. Makes a man miss and gets out of bounds past the 20-yard line. 26 seconds on the clock. Yep, and final, Colts get the win over the Titans, 23-16. Like I said, I would have loved Shane Steichen as the head coach for the Ravens. That was my dream pick, and I absolutely think he would have taken our job over the Colts' job, especially with Lamar Jackson over Anthony Richardson. 3rd and 7, 26 seconds. Jackson got a man over the middle, and it's dropped by Odell Beckham. Or I'm sorry, that's Devin Duvernay. And Duvernay could have got the ball at the 50-yard line. Another drop. I mean, decent play by Patrick Peterson, but honestly, I expect my receivers to make that catch. Alex Seeley just said it best. We dropped too many passes. We had this game won. Exactly. My count, that's 8 drop passes in this game. Minimum. 8. 3 of them for potentially for touchdowns. And then Lamar Jackson with a bad back shoulder fade read. Lamar Jackson sacked, and that's the game. TJ Watt with one final sack to end the game. It's official. Pittsburgh's going to win this game 17-10. And oh wait, we got a flag. Oh, that's probably the flag, so meaningless. And Justice Hill missing his chip block on TJ Watt there, trying to help the right tackle on the outside, but just misses it. And yep, they're going to call TJ Watt for unsportsmanlike conduct, but they don't care. The game's over. And Ravens fans are just in astonishment right now. A heartbreaking loss. Like I said, I've got a little bit of critiques of Harbaugh. If I've got a few critiques from this game, my first critique is going to be, of course, on the receiving core. The amount of drop passes is unexcusable. My second takeaway from the game, I feel like Devin Duvernay and the special teams punt returns needs to get some more yards. Number 3, oh my gosh, I just had it too. I don't know, guys. What do y'all think about the game? I'm just so disappointed. I'm just. I'm glad the Texans won, honestly. CJ Stroud continuing his hot start. I am just. Oh, Falcons kick a last-minute field goal to win the game, 21-19. Ooh, we got some good games today. All right, my 4 takeaways though, I got them down. Ravens have got to cut these drops down. 8+ drops today from my count, 3 including touchdowns. I would love to see the punt return team for the Ravens get more yards. I feel like Duvernay is not getting the same amount of yards as he used to, and we've had some bad calls on special teams. Lamar is making some bad small misses. From the small miss on Mark Andrews' dirt ball to the interception on the bad back shoulder fade to Odell Beckham Jr. And of course, my final 4th take so far, kick the damn field goals. And we're going to have that hat out shortly. With that, thank you everyone for joining us today. John Lejeau, Alex Seeley, Chimera, 49ers Ultimate Port, Bryant Colt, Payo, and tons of other guys joined us today. Thank you everyone for joining us here in chat. I'll definitely be seeing y'all throughout the week, and I just hope everyone having a good day. Am I covering Cowboys-Niners game? Is that the 8 o'clock game or is it a 4 o'clock game, Alex? Sorry, I'm double checking real quick. Yeah, it's tonight's game. You know, I really want to cover this 49ers Cowboys game, to be honest with you. I don't know, though. So it's 4 o'clock right now. Sundays, I usually spend time with my girlfriend. Because now we're on conflicting schedules with me in school and my work schedule and her work schedule. And so I try to spend times with her. And then, of course, we have derivatives of polynomial equations, calculus homework that's due tonight. So I've got to get some accounting homework done. I've got to get some calculus homework done. So we'll see about that. I'm thinking about, yeah, it's 5:20 for y'all. I'm on East Coast, so 8:20 for me. So we'll see. You know, maybe I'll join someone else's stream. I know there's got to be some of y'all 49er guys probably doing a stream for the game. Um, so if they have me on, maybe I'll join someone else's stream. If not, maybe I'll stream it. All depends. But definitely check back, and if I don't, I'm very sorry. My schedule is just absolutely destroying me right now. I'm averaging like 4 hours of sleep a night. I was supposed to get up early today and yesterday, and I didn't because if I had, I would have only got 2 to 4 hours to sleep again. So um, maybe I'll call the game. I'm not sure. If not, definitely check out a lot of these other content creators. We join a lot of other 49 content creators. So we got 49ers Talk Ultimate Sickness. We've got Bryant Culp's show, Tony Culp. We've got No Border Sports, our buddy Ryan over there. Corey Davis, as well as David McNiner, who's really trying to get his channel going up right now. Honestly, if you just go through the chat, if I'm not doing the game, there's probably someone in my chat that is showing the game. If you are showing the game, feel free to just say it in chat. I don't mind a shout out. But with that, guys, I'm gonna go cry and eat some brisket now. I appreciate y'all all for joining the stream and hanging out with me today. And if any of y'all are doing a stream later, I wish you the best of luck. And yeah, see you next stream. It's how we say I love you in sign language. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all coming in. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the weekend. Like I said, your boy's going to go cry while I eat some brisket. Have a great day, y'all. With that, that's Darwin Ravens.